Welcome back to the PigSkin podcast. This is episode 22. This episode will be a look or a recap of NFL Week 16 and a preview of the Alamo Bowl, as well as just some other big-time bowl games. We'll probably get into the New Year's Six bowl games on Thursday's episode when we do our OU Alamo Bowl recap, just because those will be coming that weekend. Not going to be a super crazy episode, kind of like how last week's was. We'll just kind of touch on all the NFL games, talk about what we thought, and then, of course, next time we record will be after the Alamo Bowl. So we'll break that down. With that being said, before we get into anything, how was Christmas, man?
Dude, Christmas was good, man. I went down to Wichita Falls. I hung out with friends, hung out with family. In a shocking turn of events, we decided not to do presents this year. We just did money. So, yeah, my parents gave me money, and I just gave them money. I got my nieces and nephews like a couple of presents.
Yeah.
Ate food, drank a lot of drink.
Got fat.
Yeah. My hometown bar, usually hooks me up with drinks. They didn't this time. I don't know what happened.
I think we're getting too famous for them.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah, dude. I had like a tab and it was like
You're gonna be like Tommy
$60.
DeVito, man. They gotta start charging you to come by.
That's crazy. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. That sucked. That was sad. Yes. But yeah, no, my Christmas was good. How was yours?
It's pretty good. Did Christmas Eve with my dad at his place, and then watched some Packers football, watched some Red Zone, and then Christmas Day went down to Lawton, so we were pretty close to each other without even knowing it. Went down to Lawton, saw some more family. We did gifts. Me and my cousin always do gifts, and then obviously I got my brothers, my sisters some stuff, and my parents got me and my girlfriend some stuff. So including this dope ass shirt.
Dude, that is the sickest shirt I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's so far. But
Tombstone is my favorite movie. Oklahoma, or the Sooners, are my favorite football team. To have that combined into one, whose dick do I got to suck to get that shirt?
I don't know, man. It might be mine. We'll see. But it was good Christmas. Ate a lot of food, as I was telling you.
What size do you wear? Medium?
Yeah, medium. As I was telling you before we started, got the family recipe for the mashed potatoes, so gonna cherish that, and don't have to wait till Thanksgiving next year to get some fucking banging ass potatoes again. So, but with that being said, let's get to business here. Do you have any opening thoughts on the Alamo Bowl?
Arizona, good football team,
very good,
well-coached team. Jed Fish, he might be running for Coach of the Year in college football.
He should be in it for damn sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that you could probably put up there in that category, but like Arizona, a lot of sophomores, a lot of young dudes.
They're a young team. That's the scary part.
Yeah, Noah Fafita, he was the backup. He came in, he's looked really good. So, Jed Fish, football guy, football coach.
Very, very much a football guy. So, before we get into the actual breakdown, I do have some statistics that I'm going to run by you. So these are just a few team statistics. I got all off NCAA.com. These are mostly team categories, so it's not really breaking anything down. But I thought it was pretty alarming to see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 10 statistics here. In all but 2 of these, Arizona is inside the top 30. In all but 1, they're inside the top 40. The only one that they're not, that's offense and defense.
Shit.
The only one that they're not inside the top 40 in is rushing offense. And they're 78. But they have, and the reason for that, and I'll kind of get into it, they run a really simple pro-style offense, especially when it comes to running the ball. So they're not going to give you a whole lot of different looks. They're just going to be running down your fucking throat. They can. They got a back that averages almost 7 yards a carry. They got 3 backs that like to mix in. They got 2 kind of power guys, and then kind of their change of pace guy. That's also their best receiver. But
I felt like when I watched that Utah game, that's what they did really well, was running the ball. They ran all down Utah. And same thing whenever they played they did a lot more like screen passes against Utah, but they did some against UCLA, and they got studs. Well, they're all young guys. I mean, you wouldn't think that they have like a bunch of talent. Yeah. Maybe the talent's not as good as a lot of the programs in the Pac-12, but they're just really well coached.
Funny you mentioned screens. For Arizona's Passing offense, the notes I have written down here, I have screens.
Yeah.
The first 3 words. They're very, very efficient. But it was funny to me to kind of look over that because you look at Arizona, really well-balanced team, both sides of the ball. And this isn't to say anything, and I don't want people to try to spin this the right way or the wrong way. Oklahoma, there's a little bit more variance. There's some really high highs on offense and some lower lows on defense. But with that being said, OU does outrank or is close to Arizona in a lot of these spots, especially offensively. But I'll go ahead and I'll just get it started here. Total team defense, Arizona ranks 37th nationally. Oklahoma is 77. Total team offense, Arizona is 17. OU is 5. Scoring defense, Arizona is 26. Oklahoma is 40. Scoring offense, Arizona is 21st. OU is 3rd. Passing offense, Arizona is 12th. Oklahoma is 6th. Passing game efficiency, Arizona is 8th. OU is 4th. Rushing offense, as I said, Arizona 78th. OU is 34th. So
for a lot of that passing efficiency is like screens too, though. I mean,
yeah, that's going to mix in like completion percentage, yards per attempt, stuff like that, yards per completion. So that's why that might be skewed a little bit more because they're so efficient with the pass game because it's a lot of screens, a lot of tunnel screens and stuff. Rushing defense, Arizona 19th in the country in rushing defense. Oklahoma is tied for 58th. Red zone defense, Arizona.
They didn't have to play Amani Bailey, so.
They did not. They also did not have to play fucking Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
Which we held Ollie in check. I will say that. Comparative. Red zone defense, Arizona 13th in the country in red zone defense, 11th in red zone offense. Oklahoma ranks 34th and 32nd, respectively.
That is crazy that we're that, what would you say, high or low? Because I feel like we should be like top 10 in red zone defense.
You'd think so, especially watching all the games. Like you think about all the red zone, like goal line stands that you had. Think about 2 goal line stands that you had. There was penalties turned into touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I forget about UCF. And then we had to play Andy Nicky offense. So
exactly. But so those are just like some team stats I kind of wanted to go over. Just it's really interesting to me looking through that to see like also Arizona is outside the top 50 in turnover margin. Oklahoma is 5th in the country, tied for 5th with Navy in turnover margin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's good. Yeah, I wouldn't expect us to be that high.
We led the Power 5 in interceptions though.
Yeah, but turnover more. I mean, I don't know. I watched that Kansas and Oklahoma State game. It didn't really feel like we were getting very many points off of turnovers.
I know, but think about it. Texas, we won that turnover battle 3-0.
Do they count pick sixes because of Billy Bowman?
Yeah.
They do? Okay.
That's
well, then that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's turnover. So getting into some notes that I just had for the breakdown, I'll kind of read through this. And
turnover margin. I was thinking of points off of turnovers.
Oh, sorry. Turnover margin. Sorry. Yes. So just some things about Arizona's offense that I had written down. Noah Fafita, ever since taking the starting role, dude, he is good. He's not a true dual threat. Sorry, I'll let you go.
Well, I was going to say their starting quarterback just entered the transfer portal, didn't he? Wasn't he the starting quarterback?
Yeah. Over 8,000 career passing yards too.
Whew.
Yeah. Someone's going to get a good dude in him. Also, do want to talk about that later on. There's a transfer portal quarterback. Familiar name to Oklahoma fans. Very familiar name to Oklahoma fans. Might be leaning as a walk-on to OU.
What do you think?
So, we'll get into it. So, anyways, Noah Fafita. Great, dude. The thing with them is, like we said, they run a lot of screens, right? Screens, what I had written down. Very efficient. He's very smart with the ball.
Yeah, he is.
So even if they don't run screens, like they run a lot of like deep crossers, run a couple crossers. But he gets the ball and he knows where to go with it. He doesn't take too much time to look around, look for any garbage. He gets the ball, puts it in the spot where it's supposed to be, which is a really pro-style type of thing. Like in the NFL, they don't throw to players. They throw to windows. You know what I mean? His completion percentage on the year, 73.6%.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, was that because he played USC's defense and he was completing like every throw? Like every 30-yard touchdown throw.
I might throw for 60% against USC's defense. Like, holy shit. So he will run the ball. Not a true dual threat. He's not a run first type of guy. I'd say Dylan Gabriel is much more athletic than he is, but he can still run the ball. He's going to get outside the pocket, but he's a look to throw before he looks to run. So he'll keep his head up, run along the line of scrimmage. Their passing game is very, very quick. Again, they run a lot of screens, a lot of close line of scrimmage stuff. Don't expect OU to have a lot of pass rush in this game because, like, this is going to be a game defensive linemen almost have to rush with their hands straight up in the air. Like, you got to hope for a couple batted passes or something. You're not going to get home with as quick as they throw the ball. But with that being said, you know, Brent Venables likes to bring pressure, right? He's a pressure guy. He likes to disguise it, bring it from all angles. I would be a little bit more hesitant on that in terms of blitzing because that's where screens can start to eat you alive. You know, that screen may go for 12, 13 yards, but it would have been 3 had you not blitzed. You know what I mean? So
I'm expecting a bunch of, like, at the line of scrimmage, like tight man on man situations like that.
The only issue with that is OU's been so beat up at the corner spot. Yeah. Like, Woody Washington's been great. Hopefully Gentry's still healthy. Kanai Walker should be back. Not that he was outstanding, but Kanai Walker should be back. And then Josiah Wagner and some of those other guys are probably going to look to play a little bit.
Yeah.
The run game, as I stated earlier, very simple, very pro style, a lot of inside zone, a lot of split zone. They'll run some stretch, but they don't do a lot of crazy things. It's simple and it's very basic. But hey, man, it works. Look, they were ranked almost in the 80s in rushing offense, but their number one back averages 7 yards per carry. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Like, that's great. Their number one wide receiver, McMillan, is a beast. Absolute monster.
Yeah.
He's 6'5", over 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. They will run him as a solo wide receiver and just have him run his own stuff. If they put him with someone else, expect him to go over the middle. Honestly, it's crazy to me going back and watching it. Arizona throws the ball over the middle a lot more than I thought, or that you would think. You don't see a whole lot of over the middle passing game in the NFL or in college.
They did it a lot against UCLA.
They did.
It was their, like, home night game, and there was a lot of, like,
kill you on the outside.
Passes.
They murdered Washington State on the outside.
Yeah.
In Arizona State,
they beat the shit out of Washington State.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a lot of outside stuff. But their offensive line, their number one offensive lineman, I believe, is opted out.
He's supposed to be like a top, like, 3 round.
First, second, day 1 or early day 2 guy.
Yeah,
probably day 2. Tyler Guyton just got rated as one of the 14 round 1 mocks. Yeah, one of the 14 guys with first round grades for the NFL draft. So good on TG. But
is he gonna be a Chief?
He might be. Andy Reid loves fucking Chiefs or loves Sooners, man.
Yeah.
But
or their offensive lineman. He's smart.
Very fucking smart. Caden Green, all these other guys. Look at the NFL. Look, the best teams in the NFL. Who they draft? Oklahoma offensive lineman. Might be a correlation to a guy named Bill Bedenbaugh, but
Bill Bedenbaugh.
We'll cross that bridge. Their offensive line, the rest of the other guys, they're good. They're not insane, but they're decent. You know, they're not going to blow you off the ball or anything. They might, but they shouldn't blow you off the ball or anything. But I say they might because we've seen OU go against superior or subpar teams and get worked. Look at BYU. So look at Oklahoma State's offensive line. It was not good, and they blew our fucking back out all day. So this should be a good game for OU's defense, though. What do you think?
Yeah. Also, another thing I wanted to note for this game, I think Gronk is going to be at this game because he's an Arizona alum.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought I saw something where it said that he was going to be at the Alamo Bowl. It was either the Alamo Bowl or...
You think if we play Florida, Aaron Hernandez will show up?
Oof. I think he's questionable.
Doubtful. Yeah. I think they have doubtful.
Yeah. No, he might just... Aaron Hernandez might straight up just be out.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what Chef D says.
Yeah, but yeah, no. So Gronk might be at the game. People love Gronk. I mean, I'm interested to see like what the atmosphere is going to look like in San Antonio. If it's going to be a lot of Arizona fans compared to Oklahoma
Should
fans.
be 50-50.
You would think.
Close to 50-50 in my opinion.
Yeah.
OU fans travel well in Texas. A lot of people naturally, especially alum, go from Oklahoma to Texas once they graduate. So
yeah.
My
But
little brother's going to be there.
is he?
Yeah.
Nice. We'll be watching the game.
Yeah.
I'll be watching the game. But yeah, no, come on. As much as we're excited to see what a healthy defense is, like what our healthy defense are as healthy as they can be, we're excited to see how they're going to perform. I think you and I both know who we're most excited about.
Yes.
Jackson Arnold.
Tawee Walker. No.
Okay. Yeah.
No. Jackson fucking Arnold.
Is he going to play?
Tawee? Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Tawee. So essentially the situation around Tawee is he's in the portal. He's in the portal physically, or he's made his announcement to go into the portal. He's going to play and then weigh his options from there.
I like it.
Yeah. Now, before we get into Jackson Arnold, which is what I'm very fucking excited about, and I know you are too, do you know who's going to be blocking for him?
I know Walter Rouse. He's going to be blocking. I know both him and the game of Toyer are like, hey, we're not going to leave our boy high and dry out there. So that's good.
From what it looks like, yes, Troy Everett's going to be center. Sorry, I'll let you go.
Well, no, I mean, I think, who did I say? Troy Everett center, Jacob Sexton. My guess would be either Caleb Schaefer or like Josh Bates or something at left guard.
So now we've only got a few minutes of practice, but this is also from, reports and stuff. Starting line should be left to right, should be Rouse, Schaefer, Everett, Matoyer, Sexton.
Okay.
That should be left to right.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with that. Caleb Schaefer played a lot of football.
Yeah, he's smart.
Not in Oklahoma, but he's played a lot of football.
Maybe
Troy
he has
Everett,
like a
I think,
Savion Bird game.
Center.
Remember Savion against Florida State where he was just unbelievable?
Ate ass the whole game, bro. He was beating the fuck out of him.
He's an ass eater.
Yes. I hope.
But yeah, no,
I'm wet tongue.
I think they'll be fine. I know that's what Arizona likes to do is bring pressure. That's gonna be tough for a line that hasn't played together the way that we're used to seeing it. Troy Everett being at center, that's kind of exciting because he came in to be a center.
Yeah.
Jacob Sexton, we kind of know what we're going to get out of him. We know what we're going to get out of the tackles and what we're going to get out of McCabe Toyer. But like I said, I'm excited to see Jackson Arnold.
I'm excited for Caleb Schaefer. Josh Bates was a 4-star center, was brought in to be a center. I think he could easily play guard.
He's big enough. He's like, what, 6'4"?
Yeah, and he's fucking big enough, too. He could definitely play guard.
Yeah.
So I'm not as worried about our offensive line. Plus, we got a Nwiwu, the dude out of North Texas. Originally a walk-on in North Texas, just transferred in.
So he
played tackle and guard, but probably will be a guard at Oklahoma. Gabe Eichert said he looks like an SEC guard. I'm going to let the fucking All-American and NFL draft pick tell me. So I'm going to roll with Gabe on that one. We also got the kid out of Michigan State coming in. So
a lot of good recruits too.
Yes. But Jackson Arnold, man, how fucking excited are you to see Jackson fucking Arnold walk on there with the ones to start the game?
Yeah, dude, it makes me rock hard. I can't wait to see him play.
Does it?
I know that. Yes, it does. They were saying that some of the early signees got to practice. I mean, they're not going to get to play, but it's pretty cool that they get to go out there and get some reps.
Yes, and they get the bowl. And they get the bowl setting as well.
Yeah.
Because I think it's Jaden Jackson, Nigel Smith, Eli Bowen. One of the DBs.
Michael Hawkins.
Michael Hawkins. One of the receivers. And then how many was that? Was that 7?
Yeah.
It's 7 guys are there early for bowl practice. David Stone would have been there, but apparently if you participate in bowl practice, you have to forego the Under Armour All-American Bowl. or All-American game, which is fucking stupid. But so David Stone would have been there, but he wants to play in those bowl games, so he's or All-American games, so he's foregoing that. But he is an early enrollee. Yeah, it is cool for those guys to get there. Oh, Xavier Robinson, the other one. It's cool for those guys to get there to be a part of practice early, even though they obviously don't get to play in the bowl game, but to get all that experience. 15 extra practices is 15 extra practices. You know,
what does the running back situation look like? It's gonna be Sawchuck, Barnes,
Sawchuck, Tawee, Barnes. Might get Caleb Hicks.
Yeah,
might get some Caleb Hicks.
Adrian Peterson. Wish.
maybe AD straps it up again one more time.
Which Xavier Robinson is going to be wearing 28.
He is. It's a good number, man.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that's going to be like his next season number.
I hope so.
Because who was the last?
What I'd like to see?
What?
Alex Ross, I think, was the last running back to wear 28.
Yeah, he was.
Was he the last? Maybe someone else has, but I know for sure Alex Ross wore 28 as a running back. I'd like to see Xavier Robinson play in the 230s.
Okay.
He plays high school at about 220, 225. So
you want him to beef up and be a fullback?
All right, it's not Seth Luttrell, all right?
Yeah.
He's 6'2". Imagine him at 6'2", 230.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's almost Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
He just needs to grow 1 more inch and gain 20 more pounds.
I'm sure he's got 20 of those inches lying around. So
yeah.
I don't.
Wrong spot.
Yeah. Well, it might be the right spot, depending on your gender. So, but yeah, I'm super excited for Jackson Arnold. From what I've been reading, likely going to stay with a lot of tempo on the offense, which can be inherently frustrating. But look, this last month of the year with how fucked up the college football calendar is, all these guys are out recruiting. All of them, especially when you have a coaching change, they're recruiting extra hard. The majority of this offense has played tempo all year. Jackson Arnold can handle the tempo. He's been handling it really well in practice. So they're not going to change a whole lot in 15 practices.
No.
That's the offseason where they're going to make those changes to reinstall their offense. And Seth Luttrell and Joe John Finley's, as it will be, respectively, their offense. And so now I do hope they manage it a lot better. But also, Arizona's not good against tempo. They're not that good against tempo. They don't have good interior pass rush. It's more so going to be on the outside is where their guys get at. Their secondary is probably the strength of their defense, but they're also really vulnerable in zone coverage.
Really?
Which, yeah, they're pretty vulnerable. I shouldn't say really vulnerable. That's their worst. They're better in man than they are in zone, which should help OU because you got a true freshman quarterback making his first start. Teams are going to be like, okay, let's play zone and try to disguise what we're going to do. Maybe they don't pass off Jaden Gibson like they should, or Nick Anderson, or maybe Stoops gets out there. Maybe they're running, cover 3 and Stoops just kind of slips in behind somebody, or maybe they run cover 3 and one of the corners doesn't get deep enough and Nick Anderson just takes the top off. You know what I mean?
I'm feeling a heavy pass to Drake Stoops, though, for sure. Like it's his last game in an OU uniform. They should throw the ball to
Drake 38 fucking times.
Yeah, just let him have an Amari Cooper stat line.
Yes.
On Thursday.
Thanks for that fantasy football. That's fun. Kick me out of the fucking playoffs, dude.
Really?
Amari Cooper. Yes.
Damn. You went up against Amari Cooper?
Yeah, and I set Jordan Love because I was, I have Brock Purdy and Jordan on my team, so like that's. So I set Jordan and was like.
There's actually a funny story that I'm gonna tell you whenever we get to that game.
Blows my fucking. You want to kick my nuts off, dude. But anyways, Arizona's defense, not a lot of top talent. Now they're good. Don't have a lot of top end talent, like a lot of early draft guys. Typically, they're very aggressive. They're typically more aggressive than anything. Which, if they play aggressive man coverage, that can cause problems for Jackson. If they play zone coverage, depending on how well they show up that day, that can cause problems. But if they major in man coverage and those DBs start turning their back to Jackson, he's going to run the fucking ball, man.
Yeah, no, I want to see what he looks like running the ball. I mean, he's probably not I don't know if he's as explosive as Gabriel was sometimes with his legs. Gabriel just, I don't know. When he runs the ball, the offense is just better. But he's supposed to be a true, like, dual threat. So
He ran the ball really well. It didn't gyre.
Yeah, he did.
So I don't know. We'll see. I'm stoked for Jackson to play, man.
I am kind of worried about this game though, because there are going to be narratives going around because Arizona, they get a chance to play Oklahoma in a bowl game. That's going to fire the team up. Like, hey, if we beat Oklahoma in a bowl game, think about what that does for recruiting. Think about what that does for Jed Fish in the future. Maybe he gets like a big jump.
NIL now.
Yeah.
Maybe some of those alumni, they didn't want to fork over any cash. You go beat Oklahoma, do some money, man. Also, so I heard this as well. Arizona has 8 players on their roster that have participated in a bowl game.
Really?
All 8 of them are transfers.
Okay.
They don't have anybody that's been on that roster since recruitment that has played in a bowl game. They have one opt-out, and he's a potential first-round, early day 2 pick in the NFL.
It's crazy that they were able to get it together this season and kind of be cohesive and have the success that they've had.
Them going 9-3 is one of the biggest surprises of this year.
Yeah.
I think their over-under win total is like 4.5.
Yeah. If you took the over, you're cashing in.
Fuck, I know, it's twofold. But
what's the spread for the game?
Oh, that's a good question. I did not look that up. Let me see. Oh, if you want to look it up. I will say I would look for OU to try to get some quick passes going, maybe even some stuff around the line of scrimmage, just because this is Jackson's first game starting. You're going to want to get him comfortable and get him kind of within the rhythm of the offense and then let him go. So, did you find it?
Yeah. Arizona's favored by 3.5, over under 60.5. And this is according to Bovada.
Arizona's favored.
Makes sense. True freshman quarterback starting.
A lot more opt-outs on the OU side.
Yeah.
Tyler transfers.
Yeah. So it makes sense. I'm surprised it's not higher than that with how good Arizona's been this season. But I guess because it is Oklahoma, it's not going to be too high. Actually, I'm surprised that Arizona's favored now that I'm thinking about it because it is Oklahoma. Like, that's like Alabama not being favored in a game.
Yeah. You don't see it often.
Yeah.
Unless they're playing like Georgia or you're playing like Texas or something. But that was really everything that I had on the Alamo Bowl. Is there anything else that stands out to you or anything else you're going to be watching for?
No, other than just kind of some of the other bowl games that are coming up. We got Louisville and USC tomorrow in the Holiday Bowl.
Yes.
Little Brother Bowl, Texas A&M and Oklahoma State. That's at 8 o'clock. Oklahoma State's actually favored in that game.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I like that.
Where is it at? It's in Houston. Wow.
I think that'll be a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I think it will be. And then
like South Alabama versus East Michigan.
Yeah, that was a very good game. That was close. It was so close. They were still playing after the game ended.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, they were. Did you see the fight that broke out?
I did. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, they were not happy.
I
do love the tradition where they sledgehammer the brick wall.
Yeah.
That's always sick when they do that. Yeah, I had that game on because it was one of the few bowl games that was on, and I wanted to pay attention to South Alabama because they beat the dog shit of Oklahoma State. Yeah. It was not close. 59-10 seems like a large score. It probably should have been like the deficit should have
been much worse.
Yeah, it could have been so much worse.
I did sit down, and this is, I don't know if you want to call it psychotic or what, but I did sit down and watch every single second of the Utah Northwestern game.
It was a good game.
It was a good game. People say I'm crazy. Okay, 14-7. That's some Big Ten football right there.
Yeah.
That's Big Ten West football.
Classic
that game was fun.
Football. And shout out to Northwestern for all the shit that they went through too.
Yes.
We're going 1-11 last year. Sexual hazing. Yeah. Like they were in the depths of hell.
And they got, apparently, so what they were saying on the broadcast is when everything went down and they were looking for an interim coach, a group led by the players went up to the board and were like, no, him. We want him. The guy that's already on staff. Like, we want him
Shout
to
out
be our
David
coach.
Braun.
And yeah, he is a hell of a coach.
Yeah. Yeah, no. The Northwestern football team, I don't know what it's going to look like next season. I mean, you think they can grow off of this. I don't know what it's going to look like for Utah. I know Cam Rising's coming back, but they're going to go to the Big 12. It's going to be a completely
5 straight bowl losses.
Yeah.
I will say the thing for Northwestern, apparently there's going to be a lot of overhaul on their coaching staff.
Yeah.
Because their coach is going to bring in his guys. And so, hey, props to them to know that was their last game. And I mean, technically, that's all a job interview for all those guys, realistically, if you think about it. But, props to them to go out there and coach and prepare and play the way they did for 60 minutes. I mean, they fought their asses off, dude.
Yeah. And then also Coastal Carolina. It almost seemed like their program had a drop off because they'd been winning like 10 games, for like almost 3 straight seasons. And then they were 7-5 going to that bowl game against San Jose State. Ethan Vasco, I mean, like, he didn't really have to do much. They were always set up in good field position. But I mean, he threw for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, so he was smart with the ball.
Yeah, they're no longer the fighting Grayson McCalls, man.
Yeah.
He's fucking going somewhere else, man.
Dude, Sam, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Pinkey? I think it's Pinkey. He was the wide receiver.
Yeah.
He had a day. He had 8 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown.
Fuck.
Like, he was the main guy. But yeah, cool. I mean, the box score looks closer than it was. I don't remember the game even being as close as it was. It might have been. Last time I checked, like in the fourth quarter, it was like 17-0. And then after that, like I was drinking with my buddy, but then I see the final score is 24-14. But yeah, man, the fall of James Madison, that was sad. Shout out to Air Force, but yeah, I didn't really get to watch. Football team, man. They are a good football team. They usually, I mean, of the naval academies, they're usually always the better one of the
schools. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have for college football. I'm excited for Thursday though. That's gonna be that's gonna be a fun day.
8:15. I'm gonna be up late watching that one, man.
We're gonna have the Pop-Tarts Bowl too, NC State and Kansas State.
I can't wait, bro. I just want a trophy, man. That'd be so sick. I mean, what if it was a microwave too, or not a microwave, but a toaster?
That's what it is. That'd be?
Like that. Well, I know it's a toaster, but imagine if you could turn it on.
Oh yeah.
And like just give you some hot Pop-Tarts, dude. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick. I wonder, like, are they gonna hand out those? They should do like mini replica trophies for all the players too.
Yeah.
But make it like an actual toaster.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that way each player, like, of the winner gets the Pop-Tarts trophy.
I'm glad that those like smaller bowl games they do fun shit like that, like the Cheez-It Bowl.
Or the Duke Mayo Bowl.
Yeah, that
remember the year that who was it that broke the somebody had broken the trophy, like they dropped it.
I don't remember that, but you remember the coach that had mayo dumped on him?
Yeah.
Out of the fucking Gatorade thing. That'd be the slowest dump of anything. Ugh. It's like
it's like watching Brazzers.
Wait for it. Yeah, there was some white liquid shot all over the field that day. My pants too.
And then Friday, we have the first New Year's Six Bowl. Missouri Ohio State, Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic.
Yes. It's gonna be a good game, man. It's gonna be a good game.
I hope.
Did you see Ohio State's Twitter account?
Nuh-uh.
So the Cotton Bowl was tweeting. They were like, "Oh, Ohio State has arrived and ready to go in Texas." And Ohio State's Twitter account was like, "Yeah, the boys are in the desert." Like,
oh yeah, I did see that. Never mind.
They're in Dallas, dipshit. There ain't no sand in Dallas.
Well, people have a conception of what Texas is really like. Everybody still thinks that we ride horses to school, and
we don't.
We have the hay weeds going across the desert field.
How do you get to work? You don't ride a horse?
No, I think they invented cars in the I-35.
Oh shit! Yeah, I-35. That's a fucking problem. Yeah. Right? I-35. You might as well take a horse.
Yeah.
You ain't getting anywhere else.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah, there was a pile up today on my way home. I didn't have to take it, but
there was.
Yeah. There's always something. Nobody knows how to fucking drive. Yeah, no.
Scares me.
Yeah, this upcoming schedule, Friday, Saturday, And then Monday, January 1st, New
Yep.
Year's. Good games.
I can't wait, bro. We're gonna have to break those down.
I hope
on
Jaden
Friday, I
Daniels
guess,
plays. I hope Jaden Daniels plays for LSU because he hasn't said he's going to opt out yet.
I thought he did. No, he just entered. He just said he's going to the draft. He had knocked out. Okay. I would assume he's playing then if it's been this long.
I don't know. We'll see.
That'd be cool to see him give it one last shot, though.
Yeah.
The
Do you have
purple and
anything?
get gold. No, I'm good, man. I'm just excited. I love bowl season. I mean, hey, dude, this is the last OU game of the year. I have to wait till August 31st.
Yeah, I know, but SEC is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
There's a lot of fan Twitter accounts that are welcoming Texas and Oklahoma.
Yeah, well,
it's nice to
welcome Texas or Oklahoma's about to welcome the rest of the SEC. That's what Oklahoma football's all about. Probably not. We're gonna get shit on. But anyways,
don't say that.
Stick around on the pod though. Just because football season's over doesn't mean we're gonna stop. All right, we got NFL draft stuff that's gonna be coming up. We got pro days. We got all kinds of shit. We got OTAs, spring ball, everything. We're gonna cover it here heading into the SEC
and other sports too.
And other sports. We might talk a little baseball, a little grown
maybe
man
some basketball too. Now that
maybe some basketball.
Thunder's
now if they don't suck dick.
Yeah. And we get them till 2050.
We do get them till 2050. I won't be around, but we'll get them till 2050. So.
Okay.
I say that because this SEC shit might give me a heart attack, dog.
Yeah.
He's fucking stressed, pulling my hair out because we got to play fucking Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Tennessee. Oh, motherfucker. Yeah. We don't play Georgia this year, but you get the point. Yeah, you want to go ahead and do you want to get into the NFL games or you want to hit our stat of the week? Or actually, sorry, I threw a little hint out there before we get off the college football topic. Talked about a transfer quarterback that you might know. I know. Sooner fans might know.
Yeah.
He's going into the portal. And he wants to go somewhere where he can rehab and get himself in a good spot to probably won't be playing the NFL. He could play in the NFL. He could be a dude in the NFL.
Maybe.
But might be coming home in Norman. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do know who you're talking about.
Who might that be?
Might that be the son of a former Sooner?
And the brother of another.
What do you think? Do you think he comes to Oklahoma?
I don't know. I wouldn't put any money on it because he can go start somewhere, but he did tear his ACL last year.
Yeah.
And apparently things weren't going right at his former school in terms of rehab. And there's mutual interest, or at least there's interest on his side to come back to a school that he grew up a fan of, that all of his family went to, including his brother and his father. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Casey Thompson, former Nebraska, Texas, and FAU quarterback. And yeah, those three schools.
When I saw the news, I was honestly just shocked that he had more eligibility left. It seems like he's been in college football forever. It's almost like JT Barrett when JT Barrett had played like almost 6 years in college. But JT Barrett was setting records at Ohio State.
Yeah, this guy, he got another, because of the injury, he got another year. He only played 3 games, technically he could shirt with an injury red shirt. So he's not necessarily looking to start anywhere. He said that. He's open to being a backup. He just wants to go to school somewhere where he wants to come home as part of it. But he wants to go to school somewhere where they have a good strength and conditioning and a rehab center, which I'll use one of the best. And he can prepare himself for either life after football or the next level. He has interest in the NFL. He has interest in the USFL and the XFL. Some teams want to build their program around him in those smaller leagues. And, hey, OU's quarterback room is full of young guys right now. Davis Bevel's in the portal, which fuck all those people talking shit on Davis Bevel, okay? Was he great?
Casey Murdoch.
No. But, yeah, Davis Bevel – he came in and did what he was supposed to do. He's also dating Alex Storako, so props to him. So
yeah, no shit. I kind of laughed when I first saw Casey's tweets. I was like, did he really? Like, did he actually tweet that?
I know.
It's like, Jesus, ridiculous.
Dude. But
which no I don't hate Casey, but it's like, sometimes he just says things and it's like he's like that one friend in the friend group
like,
that
really
he'll say something and you're like, okay, man, like you got to relax on some of your takes.
Yeah. But some fans also were like, fuck that, he played at Texas. Who gives a shit, man? Brennan Thompson played at Texas. And he came here and everyone was like fucking stoked. I would welcome Casey Thompson with open arms in Norman, Oklahoma. So,
like a great song.
To bring up. Yes.
With arms wide open.
Almost wide open.
Well, I mean, you have the fanatics in the fan base, which makes the fan base so much more interesting because Oklahoma probably has the most ridiculous fan base in the nation.
Yeah, well, it's a crazy place here.
Also, there is a Twitter account that I follow. It's one of the few Oklahoma Twitter accounts that I follow, and it's Dry Fit Venables.
Yes,
he's hilarious.
He is.
A lot of people hate him, but I love it so much. I love everything that he does.
He's a funny guy.
Some of the things he says are just so outrageous, but I love everything he tweets.
It's insane. It's insane. But moving on. NFL Week 16.
I've tallied all of our picks from last week. So we have the head-to-head, and then we have the dick picks. Dalton, you were 3 of 5. You were correct on Browns to cover, Giants to cover, and the Raiders to cover.
Okay.
The ones that you had incorrect were the Bills to cover, and then the under and the Jets Commanders, which, I mean, like logically you were correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett, he was the spark.
I knew I should have taken the fucking Chargers to cover, bro. Who the fuck did I think the Bills were?
That was my hot spot, man. Betting on the Chargers. Interim head coach.
I should have listened to you.
Which was just an insane take, but it worked out for me.
It usually does. Anyways, how'd you do?
I was 3 of 5. I did the over on Green Bay and Carolina. The Bucks to cover. And then I'm sorry, I was 4 of 6.
Yes.
I was 4 of 6. I had the Green Bay Carolina over. I had the Bucks to cover. I had the Chargers to cover, and then for my bonus pick, I did the Ravens to cover and the over in that game. I was not correct on the Colts plus 2.5. Taylor Heineke, I did not know he was going to play. Had I known, I would have flipped it.
Oh, you didn't know Taylor Heineke was playing?
Nuh-uh, I thought it was Desmond Ridder.
Oh shit, yeah.
You should have told me.
Well, I mean, I still picked the Colts.
Taylor Heineke. Elite. And then I had the over in the Cowboys Dolphins. Now on our head-to-head, you were 9 of 15. I was 8 of 15.
Okay.
So good job.
Appreciate it.
Good job. Right now you're in the league on the head-to-heads, and then we're basically tied for our picks.
Yeah.
So really good week of football. There's some interesting games. I mean, I guess we can go ahead and start with talking about those. Sorry, let me get it pulled up real quick. So yeah, we can start with the first game. I've got Bengals Steelers. I was correct about my Steelers take about that they were going to have a bounce back because it's a Mike Tomlin Steelers team. I was just a week early.
Yeah.
Jake Browning didn't look good. I guess I'm happy for Mason Rudolph. He's kind of been like under a lot of shit. If you think about it,
he looks goofy when he's out there.
Yeah,
with the helmet on, he kind of looks goofy.
I always revert back to the picture of him when they had to take off his face mask, and it's just him. It looks like it's an old style football helmet. And then I always see the Myles Garrett assault where he took his helmet and hit him over the head.
I still have the video of that happening live in my phone. Not that I wasn't there, but like on TV.
You recorded it.
So funny. It's in my Snapchat memories, and it pops up every year, and I just cry.
You just kind of have a little giggle while you're
yes. Remember when Myles Garrett was like, he called me?
Yeah.
I was like,
good Lord. Do you see Mason Rudolph doing something like that? Is he racist?
I mean, he did go to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He did go to Oklahoma State. Also, I saw.
Not saying anything, but I'm saying something.
I saw something interesting. I heard something interesting that Mason Rudolph is probably the only third string QB that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of third string quarterbacks that like you could just name offhand. But Mason Rudolph is definitely the one. He's been with the Steelers like forever.
Yeah. And remember, he was the second string. His backup was Josh Dobbs.
Yeah. And at one point he was the backup to Landry Jones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I think the Steelers just house backup quarterbacks.
Yeah. Well, like known backup quarterbacks too.
I know.
Like
Man, I wish Landry would have worked out a little bit more in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't think it ever was set, but yeah, he lost a lot of games.
Holy shit, George Pickens.
Well, you should have known on the second fucking play. He takes it 80 fucking, 2 yards?
Yeah, I know.
Or 92 yards. It went 92.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was a game where one of the two wide receivers was going to bitch and complain.
Yeah.
It was either going to be him or Deontay Johnson. But holy shit, 4 catches, 195 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's almost like that Randy Moss stat line.
Yeah.
Remember that 3 catches, 100-something yards, 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
It's like a Nick Anderson stat line right there.
You could do the stat line of him like during his draft day where he's looking at the TV. That could be like his Randy Moss
with the shiesty on.
Yeah. Yeah, but no. That division's probably going to the Browns now. I don't want to get like ahead of myself just because we still have 2 weeks of football left.
We still got the Ravens.
That's true. Well,
the wild card spot will probably go to the Browns.
Yeah. But, yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. Where do the playoffs stand right now?
Here, I'll pull it up. So
Ravens.
Right now, in the AFC, it's Ravens, Miami, KC, Jacksonville, Cleveland, Buffalo, and Indy. It's 1 through 7. And then the NFC, it's San Francisco, Philly, Detroit, Tampa, Dallas, LA, Rams, obviously. And then Seattle.
Yeah. Okay. Well, none of them are locked yet for the 1 seed. I mean, there's a chance that the 1 seed goes to somebody else in both conferences. But that game wasn't even close. Steelers just absolutely dominated.
It was over so fast.
I think it was one of those games where, like, Jake Browning, fun story. I like Jake Browning. I liked him at Washington, but it was like you watched him play that game and the interceptions that he threw, and you're like, okay, well, now we like officially know what Jake Browning is.
It's backup
quarterback. Or he can go out there and just kill it next game. But it is a divisional matchup, and it's a Mike Tomlin, Steelers team where he's fighting for 9 wins. Yeah, like he's never had a losing record, so he's gonna put that on his resume for next season. Like, hey, look, I got 8 wins, I got us to 9 wins, and we were close. We were this close to making the playoffs. The Lincoln Riley, we were this close. I don't know. I wonder what Steelers fans think, because I'm sure they want a new. I'm sure they want to like rebuild, just kind of, trash everything, rebuild.
I would think you'd want to rebuild, in my opinion, but you definitely want to try to hold on to Mike Tomlin as long as possible. I mean, he's one of the best coaches in the league.
Well, that's the one thing. Like, if he is gone, people are going to be lining up for that job, because the Steelers, they don't get rid of coaches. Yeah. You don't get rid of coaches. Like, how many coaches have they had since like the 1960s? 3.
Not many. Yeah.
Yeah. They've had 3 head coaches.
Well, the Packers and Steelers are very similar organizations.
Yeah. Like they typically keep their coaches. How long? McCarthy was there for a long time. Wasn't he like 10 years? Almost?
Yeah. And he was the offensive coordinator before that.
Yeah.
And then Mike Holmgren was there for like 15 years.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to get some water. You can go ahead and just finish this game off, and we'll go to the next one.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I watched some of it, but it was over so fast. I mean, really, as soon as it started, it was over. The Steelers were up 24-0 at halftime, and Jake Browning just did not look good. Threw the ball for a lot of yards, but they also spent the majority of the second half just throwing it. I still think, while Najee Harris led the team in rushing, I still definitely think that Jaylen Warren is their guy, and he should be the number 1 guy. But look, Najee Harris is a good backup back. Jalen Warren's a good starting back, and George Pickens is their number 1 receiver. So I think they need to. I don't know if Kenny Pickett's the guy, but if Kenny Pickett is the guy or if he's not, they need to figure out what it's going to be on offense, and that defense is still like legit.
Yeah, you would
Got
think
some
they
holes,
would.
but they're legit.
You would think they'd probably stick with Mason Rudolph just to make sure that Kenny Pickett is gonna stay healthy. I don't know. I
Unless
mean,
they play the Browns.
yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Myles Garrett.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it was kind of nice to have one of these games where like it was just such a blowout that you kind of got to step away from I got to step away. I didn't have to watch the whole game. I was like, okay, I know what's gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna
middle
go do
of second quarter, I was like, all right, cool, I'm done.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go take care of some stuff and go out and have a drink with my buddy. But moving on, we'll go to the next game. Bills Chargers. Was right about the Chargers covering, but more so like this is just kind of like the perfect example of how the Bills have been all season, where it's a team they should put away and they don't.
Yeah.
Easton Stick. He didn't look that bad.
He didn't
look bad. And then we also had a Gabe Davis game, where Gabe Davis shows up like once every 5 games and just puts up an incredible stat line. But yeah, the Bills, I don't know. Like I feel like they're still a threat because when they're playing 100% on their A game, they could beat anybody. Especially with how wide open the AFC is, like with all the quarterback injuries and how like Trevor Lawrence is playing right now, and
they are the scariest team in the AFC right now.
That's how I feel, but then they go and they put up this against the Chargers.
It was an interim head coach led Chargers, though.
You're right. It was an interim head coach led Chargers. But yeah, like I mean, it almost looked like the Chargers were going to win that game. Josh Allen had to put on his big boy pants and lead him down to a game-winning field goal.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the NFL. You're going to have those games, right? If you're the Bills, you're apparently going to have them a little bit more often than not. But when it mattered most, they went and won the game.
Yeah.
That's all I can ask for.
Yeah. They're going to have to rely heavily on James Cook because he is electric.
He is.
He just has a fumbling problem, man.
Yeah.
He was the better like when he was playing at Georgia, he was RB2 behind Zamir White. People forget Zamir White was their starting running back. Maybe that's why, you watched him on the field when he would get snaps and he looked like the better prospect. Maybe this is why he was RB2 in Georgia. Maybe he's always had a fumbling problem.
Maybe. But they're both playing pretty well. They're both.
It's almost like when he's going to fumble too. Like you can just see it happening. Like you know right when it's about to happen.
I felt that way about Adrian Peterson too.
Yeah.
When he had those yips in his career, like I'd see someone hit him and like whether it was the way he was falling or whatever, I'd be like, oh, he's gonna fumble, and then the ball pop out. And you're like, fuck, dude, I didn't mean for that to happen unless he's playing Green Bay. But
it's like when you watch a cat jump on the counter and they're messing with like a glass and they're like pushing it over and and you're like stop, and then they still knock it over. That's like it's almost preemptive that he's gonna fumble.
Sometimes
like most of his fumbles.
With Cook, I almost like just go down, just fall.
Yeah, I know.
Just fall, please. But
I mean, he is electric. Like you can't bench him. Like you can't like put him in the doghouse because he fumbled. Because when he does have the ball in his hands, he's so good. Like after the run, he was 20 carries for 70 yards.
You know what I think would be a pretty good idea?
What?
They should go in this year's draft and get an electric RB2.
Like what the Lions did.
Yes. They'd be even more absurdly overpowered on offense.
It doesn't really seem like there's anybody like that electric. Is Amani Bailey going to the draft?
I don't know.
Taj Brooks?
Yeah. Out of one of the guys out of Kansas.
Yeah. Oh, Devin Neal. I forgot about him.
Donovan Edwards out of Michigan.
Yeah.
Blake Corum.
Yeah, I think
Corum's not really.
Yeah, he's more of like a, pound and ground.
Yeah.
Or ground and pound. Sorry.
Yeah. But maybe even like a Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah.
Out of Texas. I mean, he's got the injury now, but You know, maybe you don't have to get, look, in the running backs, you don't have to get someone in the first, second, or third round. Like, you can go get a fifth round guy, and he'd be just as electric as this guy taken early.
If
Not
he's like,
Bijan.
if he
Yeah.
has that burst, that's what
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs
Exactly.
has. Jameer Gibbs has that like him and Isaiah Pacheco when they run the ball, they're going
I
200
say
miles an
Pacheco
hour
looks
on
like
him.
an angry toddler. He looks like an
Yeah,
angry Kyler Murray when he runs.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit bigger.
A lot bigger. But you see them break the table after he got the concussion.
Yeah, that game we'll definitely have to get into that one.
We'll spend some time on that one. But
Yeah, that one's
you
crazy.
you gonna move on to the next one here?
Yeah. So that was it for the Saturday games. So Sunday was a lot of fun. Christmas Eve. I tried to watch as much of these games as I could, given how many games were actually played in the morning.
Yeah.
But so we'll go ahead. Why don't we knock this one out? Browns Texans. Joe Flacco, Mari Cooper.
11, 265, and 2, bro.
Yeah. Amari Cooper had an insane stat line. Joe Flacco loves to throw to Amari Cooper.
Hold on. Is the smartest bet, if you're betting fantasy, is the smartest bet Joe Flacco over any number at this point?
Look, I know we have a bunch of really dumb football takes, like where we go based off of narrative and like fun stories and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I bet all the time.
That's
And I
why
know that
we lose our money and Brent doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's whatever.
like we have a bunch of dumb takes. The Joe Flacco thing for me, like when I was calling him elite and like was happy to see him back. And then I also always revert back to that Donald Trump video of him calling him elite. Like it was fun, and it was like I thought it was just gonna be fun to see him back. He is actually playing his ass off. He looks really good. First play they throw it up to Amari Cooper. It was like 52-yard pass completion. They're in the red zone. Flacco, he was throwing the ball and he was making plays where it was like, I don't remember him being able to do that. Like he looks like he's having fun.
You think he hates his family and he's like, I'll go do anything?
That was the main reason. That was like the narrative that I was spinning whenever he decided to come back. It was like I want to get away from the kids. My wife is starting to piss me off, and like he just missed being. It was like Bruce Bochy when he decided to come back to coach for the Rangers. He's like, it was always in him. That's like football to him. Like he's just major football guy. It's he's never gonna be able to get football out of his system. He'll probably be playing until he's 60.
I saw someone tweet and they were like, it's been a nice breath of fresh air to see Joe Flacco back because he throws it. Remember in the 2010s when people would just throw the ball like in whatever window?
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's like, fuck it, I can get it there. He's open if I can make that throw.
He has such a fuckable spiral too. Like he throws such a pretty ball.
It's pretty. It's insane.
Yeah. But yeah, the Browns, I mean, they're in a position. Could they win a playoff game?
They could win their fucking division.
If everything goes the right way.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that the Browns on their fourth quarterback of the season could win their division at 12-5. I don't think it happens. I doubt it happens.
Lose 2 more games.
But it's possible is what I'm saying.
Well, is there going to be a tiebreaker scenario? So, like, if the Ravens lost their 2 next games, do the Browns get that tiebreaker because they?
Well, the Ravens have 4 losses, don't they? Or do they have 3?
They have 3. They're 12-3.
Oh,
yeah. So the game against Miami is going to be big for the Browns to win the division.
Yeah,
because they would host a playoff game.
Yeah,
and their defense is really fucking good. I'm assume at that point. I don't know the extent of Grant Delpit's injury, but he should be back.
Yeah. Well, so what's funny to me, and I keep saying it every week. God, dude, if the Browns and Joe Flacco's been amazing, right? He's played fucking amazing. But if the Browns didn't run Baker out of town, where would that team be right now? As good as the rest of them are playing,
yeah,
and as good as he's playing, fuck, dude.
Yeah, I know. And we always revert back to that, like the way that the Browns treated Baker, like it was really shitty, and like the way that the Haslam family kind of like them and Andrew Berry were ready to get rid of him. I get it though, like from a Browns fan perspective, where like you've just been through like so much shit, like you're the joke of a franchise, you're impatient, you know.
Yeah.
And you kind of revert back and you think like, you know, hey, I wish Baker would have sat, or I wish Stefanski would have sat Baker that year that he got hurt. Maybe he gets healthy and, you know, he becomes better as a football player, which we're seeing now. But I mean, like I get it in terms of like
But also,
you're not the Patriots or the Packers or like these teams that are always successful or like in recent history have been successful. Like you got to win now. Like you got to bring something to the organization. So like I can as much as it like pissed me off to see what they did to Baker. Like I can root for Browns fans like with all the shit that they've been through because as a Bears fan, like we can't get it right with the quarterback.
yeah.
I mean,
Also, at
God,
the same time,
Jay Cutler
like
is
I
my
say
favorite
that.
quarterback of all time for the
Yeah,
Bears.
no, I say that, but at the same time, sometimes you don't know. Baker could have been perfectly healthy, and it could have not worked out there. Sometimes a change of scenery is what's needed.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
who knows? Those 4 weeks he spent in LA with Sean McVay could have been the turning point in his career.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, it's good for the Browns, though. You know, like you said, as bad as they did Baker, it's cool to see teams like the Browns and Lions and the Texans playing well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean the Browns have been in hell forever. They've never made a Super Bowl. Like they've done a really good job in the draft. They've drafted incredible players and they fleeced the Cowboys, getting Amari
Yeah.
Cooper. Like he's a stud. They've got good receivers. I mean they're still gonna have Nick Chubb next season. So
Fuck, I forget about that.
yeah, imagine if they had him now. And like if
They'd be
Kareem Hunt wasn't injured, they don't.
Jerome
They're
Ford's playing well.
he is playing well, but they don't have Chunt. Imagine if they had Chunt right now.
Yeah, well, he
Or
also.
Jerdick Willis. Like they have a lot of injuries and they're still 10-5. Jerdick
You
Willis
think
is out
you think
for
Kareem Hunt
season.
make a good kicker?
I think so.
Ah.
I think that's what they should do.
Yeah.
Because who's kicking for him? Is it Dustin Hopkins? Didn't he like get hurt this game?
I don't know. The Browns have been that weird team that like everybody and their mom gets hurt and they're like, we'll just keep winning. Like what? It's crazy.
Maybe that's what anybody that scores the touchdown for them has to be the one to kick the extra point.
Maybe.
Let's make it fun. I think the football's more fun when the kicker's hurt.
Dude.
It's weird to say, but like think about it. Remember the Texans when they had to use their backup running back as the kicker?
And he was making them, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. But moving on, what's the next game you got for us?
We didn't want to talk about the Texans?
I mean, without CJ Stroud and
it wasn't even
not a whole lot
close.
to talk about. Yeah.
Like it was. I mean,
it was a 14-point game, but it was not close.
No, yeah, it was 36-7 at one point in the third quarter, and then they benched all this. They benched the starters. They put DTR out there, and then the Case Keenum. I'm sorry, it was Davis Mills.
Yeah,
I think went out there and he started bringing him back, and Stefanski had to put the starters back in just to make sure to seal the game.
I'm down.
Yeah, without CJ Stroud, I mean it's not looking good. But I mean they still got players. Like if CJ Stroud does come back, I don't know. Their chances of making the playoffs are slim now just because of all the injuries. But no one expected them to be an 8-win team.
Dead packed the AFC is at 8-7. They have like 28 teams at 8-7 right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them to try to get into the playoffs. But yeah, next game, Titans Seahawks. I wrote down for my pick because you would pick the Seahawks and I just put Drew Lock, but they actually played Geno Smith.
They did.
Geno Smith is I think out of all the quarterbacks in the NFL right now, I think he's tied for first in fourth quarter comebacks.
Is he really?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Like, career-wise for active quarterbacks or this season?
I think in the past 2 seasons.
Fuck.
Yeah. Because it'd be Matthew Stafford for sure.
Yeah.
But I think in the past 2 seasons, he has the most fourth quarter comebacks. This was the basically like must win for the Seahawks if they want to keep their playoff chances alive. Also, it was confirmed that there was I don't know if it was mutual interest or what, but the Titans aren't going to bring back Ryan Tannehill.
They're not.
No.
I didn't think so, but
at one point they were in the AFC Championship with him.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Well, also at one point they were not the AFC Championship. Was that the year they beat Brady?
The Titans?
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat Brady, and then they went on to beat the 14-2 Ravens, and they lost to the Chiefs, and that was when Patrick Mahomes got his first Super Bowl. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, and then That white dude for the Bucks ran past Kevin King's slow fucking ass.
Yeah, is that what it
before
was?
halftime? That's exactly what happened. Fucking bastard. Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm happy for Gino. He had a good game.
Yeah, I mean,
seems like the vibes are really high in that QB room.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I didn't really get to watch much of this game, so I don't really have much.
I didn't either. It was on Red Zone, but I had the Packers. Like I had Red Zone on the TV and the Packers game on my phone. I was at my dad's house. I was mainly just watching the Green Bay game.
Yeah, I didn't really get to watch much of the highlights on this game either. But hey, good for Gino. Good for the Seahawks.
Derrick Henry had average yards per carry over 1 for once. So, dude, he got fucked a couple weeks ago.
Anyways. They are rebuilding. Our take about the Titans may have been so wrong. I figured with Mike Vrabel, if he comes back and they like have a chance to rebuild, then like they'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ryan Tannehill, the king of getting absolutely blown up right as he's about to throw the ball. Like I feel like every time I watch Tannehill, that's what it is. Like right when he's about to release the ball, it seems like he takes like the biggest shot.
Yeah, it's not just a normal hit. Like he gets
I know.
fucking laid out. Dude.
It's almost like targeting in a way. Where are the Seahawks at? See, they're the 7th seed right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see the Seahawks in playoffs.
I'm about fucking tired of seeing the Seahawks in playoffs.
Because like they have the pieces, but
yeah, and after the Seahawks of old, they just get there and fucking lose.
Yeah.
Might as well be the Packers. Like, fuck, dude.
I know.
There's no point in even going if you're just going to fucking lose.
Well, we'll go. That's a good way to go ahead and get into this game.
Right.
Packers-Panthers. Okay, so I'm going to say this. Good for Joe Barry for at least giving Panthers fans hope about Bryce Young. They gave them hope about listen, I know Packers fans, and especially you, definitely hate Joe Barry very much. I'm sure you got to talk about that with your dad while you were sitting there eating your Christmas dinner about how much you hate Joe. My dad was
asleep, bro. He was fucking.
He was dead.
As soon as we got done, he put his enchiladas down. Or his plate, the enchiladas were gone. He put the plate down and he turned into just a fucking. He was out, bro.
Damn, must have been good food.
Yeah, it was.
Or good whiskey, whichever. Is he a whiskey guy? Is he a beer drinker?
He is a whiskey guy. And so we do, in our family, because we do 2 different Christmases. This is probably letting in too much. My dad's not going to watch this. But, Jason, I got you some whiskey for Christmas. You'll get it on Saturday. So, yeah, he's a whiskey guy. But he'll drink. Actually, my dad's just an animal. You put alcohol in front of him, he's like, thank you. I'm like, okay. All right, Jason. But, yeah, continue your point.
Well, no, I mean, it's just I am happy with what Joe Barry has been able to do for some of these quarterbacks. We had Tommy DeVito for a little while. I mean, that was fun. You know how much I'm a ride or die for him. He revived Baker this season. And then Bryce Young. The Panthers have nothing, man. You could spin the narrative however you want. As a Packers fan, obviously, you're going to say, like, you know, I'm done with Joe Barry. He's, you know, the evil that we want out of the building. I'm going to spin the narrative a little different. I'm going to say this was good for Bryce Young and Panthers fans because, again, the Panthers have nothing, and they need Bryce Young to play well. And what is he supposed to do? Like, it's a bad defense. Like, if he would have played bad, imagine, like, the discourse around Bryce Young. Like, that's something that he needed, you know?
You think Nick Mullins throws for 500 yards on Sunday?
He almost had 500 yards this past
against the
Sunday.
Lions. I know. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, you know
what? Jordan Love looked good.
Jordan did look good. That all I can fucking say.
It's just my personal hell. That's like an average stat line against the Panthers defense. So like, not an average stat line, but that's like the Panthers are really good on like pass defense. Where like if you look at the other quarterbacks that have played them, it's like they average like 200 yards, maybe 1 touchdown. So like to me, that's a good stat line for Jordan Love, which is just another.
He played well.
It's almost like another nightmare happening, like them having just another franchise quarterback. It's just going to kill me.
Did you see Romeo Doubs' catch on the final drive?
Yeah.
Catch or no catch?
Catch.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Adam
It was
Thielen.
close.
It was close.
Yeah, it was
Hey, Adam
close.
Thielen. Smells like bitch in here, don't it, you motherfucker? Look, bro, just because you used to play against Packers all the time, don't mean you can start just bitching and moaning. All right, the Packers actually are the most penalized team in the NFL. So stop that shit with the refs taking the Packers side. Rome caught the ball. But I will say, Jordan Love, all I'm looking for at this point is for the young guys to play well. It scares me Jair played as bad as he did, but whatever. Jordan looked good. Aaron Jones, it breaks my heart to know with almost all 100% certainty he's probably not going to be a Packer next year. He's so good, dude.
He's very fucking good at football.
He is
He can
so
come be a
good.
Bear.
Fuck you.
Actually, Khalil Herbert looked good this past Sunday, so maybe we don't need it.
But look, Aaron Jones played well. Jordan Love played well. He's figuring it out, man. With every snap he takes, he looks better and better. Look, he's making the right reads. He's stepping in the pocket. He's escaping. Dontavian Wicks continues to be a beast.
He just came out of nowhere the past few weeks.
Tucker
where
Kraft,
he's looking good.
Insane. Luke Musgrave might come back and play this year, but if not, insane next year. Packers have so many young key pieces, bro. They're going to be so good.
You forgot about Bo Melton.
Bo Melton, 2 career games, 4 catches, dude.
Yeah, he had 4 he averaged 11 yards per catch. Yeah. He was 4 catches of 44 yards.
He had 1 catch. They need to get him on a couple of deep balls, man.
Yeah.
Let him just get out there and go.
Does Jordan Love have the arm to be able to throw it that far, though?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, no, I'm actually asking.
No, he does. He's got a cannon, bro. He can lay it out there. His deep ball isn't the most accurate. He overthrows a little bit more often than he probably should, but
that's just getting in tune with your receivers.
Yeah, exactly. He can get it out there.
It's going to be crazy how much of an impact it makes to have Christian Watson out there, because when Christian Watson's out there playing,
Jaden Reed and
the
number 1 guys,
again, it's just a personal nightmare where there's going to be that QB wide receiver connection that is just going to haunt me. I feel like I can never get ahead as a Bears fan, but I'm realistic with the Bears. I think I'm more realistic with the Bears than you are unrealistic with the Packers sometimes.
You think so?
I know what the Bears are. We're mediocre.
Yeah.
We're probably below mediocre. We're the Packers, they're going to have a rebuilding season. They're doing pretty damn good for a rebuild.
Yeah, dude.
It's a personal hell of mine that this just keeps happening. They can't keep getting away with this.
Yeah, but they also can't keep getting away with not getting a defensive coordinator that doesn't blow ass. So it is what it is. Packers won. Jordan Love looks good. I'm ready for next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but
Bryce Young
looked good.
He looked good.
He looked very good. DJ Chark, they were making good catches too. They weren't just open. He was putting the ball in there. They were good balls, man.
I was watching the game and it looked like, okay, the Packers have this. It's not close. They're basically gonna, kind of run away with this win, and then the Panthers, touchdown, tie the game on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
I was really scared for your health if Anders Carlson didn't make that final field goal.
After
missing the extra point.
I'm telling you right now, my dad was handing out. He gave me. I'd still got 2 shots in my stocking. I took 7 over the weekend. I'd have had fucking 12 if Anders Carlson missed that goddamn field goal.
Yeah.
But hey, I think he's good. Anders Carlson looks pretty good. He's solid.
It's still never a good sign when your rookie kicker has missed as much as he has. It's almost I always think back to Robert Aguero, the guy from Florida State that was picked in the second.
Aguero?
Yeah. Where he was a sure not bust, and he went out there and just kind of sucked it up. But Anders Carlson, he may have a turnaround.
Yeah.
Or he may just have to get a new kicker,
Yeah, we'll see. But the Panthers look good. I'm glad Bryce Young played well. I really am.
It was more taxing on my mental health. I wasn't cheering for the Packers to win. I was cheering for the Panthers to lose. So when they started coming back, I tweeted out, and you can't ever take my tweets like when I'm tweeting during a game this, it can't come back to bite me on the pod. But I said
your tweets aren't gospel? I thought everything you say was correct.
not during the game. You can't. You got to take it with a grain of salt when the game is happening. Makes sense. I said the Packers are putting on a clinic of how to keep the Bears from getting the number 1 pick in the draft. What a shithole of a franchise.
Oh man, if we'd have lost that game to the fucking Panthers, I probably would have shit my pants.
Okay. Anyways, sorry.
Right, you're good. I'll cut that out. We'll be good.
But yeah, the Packers, they pulled it out. The Panthers lost the game, which I was happy about because that keeps us getting with the number 1 pick. Yeah, it's just, whew. It got scary there for a second. But
it did.
Next game, Jets Commanders.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know how they almost lost that.
Yeah.
Outside of my pick not hitting, bro, I saw at one point Sam Howell was like 0 for 10 with like 2 picks or some shit like that.
Really?
Yes, to start the game.
Goodness. Yeah, I know. And it seemed like Sam Howell was the guy because he showed flashes. He had like 3 games where he had like 300 yards and he was just like bullying defenses. And then, I don't know, past 2 weeks, it hasn't looked good. I try to follow all the fan bases on Twitter just to see like their reaction. And a lot of Commanders fans are being a little more realistic where it's like whatever the ownership decides to do next season. Cause Jacoby Brissett went in there and looked good. Like he immediately took control of the game and basically brought them back. But they're being realistic. They're saying, hey, whatever the ownership decides to do at quarterback, you can't get attached to a guy. That's kind of how I feel with my team. Like I can't get attached to my quarterback because I don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But the New York Jets.
What about them?
They won a game.
They did win a game. It still suck.
Yeah.
But they're going to hold on to Robert Saleh, though, didn't they say? Like they're going to keep it through next year.
Yeah, they're going to hold on to him. Is there a chance that Aaron Rodgers comes back?
I would think so. Yeah.
I would love to just have a Jets fan on the podcast. I would love to have a Jets fan on the podcast. I would like to see what they're thinking right now.
Yeah, it's got to be sheer like hell. I don't know any Jets fans. I'm sure they're all like just sad and crybabies and just don't know what's.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, they're a lot like Bears fans.
I was gonna say that's what it was when the Packers had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. And now the Jets have Aaron Rodgers, and they feel the same way. But he's on the team. I don't know, man. Look, the thing with the Jets defense, it's crazy they gave up 28. But the thing with the Jets defense is,
well, they're solid. They still have a bunch of really,
you can
really
count
good
on
players
them to step up.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
what do you think about Sam Howell?
I don't know.
You think he's still the guy?
I don't really feel like you can bench him, can you? Like you have to keep playing him, like just for his confidence. Yeah. Like if he's going to be the guy, you picked him, like to be your franchise quarterback, and he has shown flashes. But I don't know. After watching Jacoby Brissett kind of take over the game the way that he did, what if Jacoby Brissett's the guy?
That's the thing, dude.
People forget he played well for the Browns and the Patriots.
Yeah. He's not a bad quarterback, man.
Maybe he's good guy of the week. Like it looked like he went over to Sam Howell like on the sidelines. Like they showed a clip of him like talking to Sam Howell. And what I'll gauge from the conversation was, hey man, it's okay. I've been in your position. That's kind of what it looked like he said to him. Maybe he's just like good football guy of the week.
You think? I feel like the Commanders should have to tear it down though. If they stick with Sam Howell, they stick with Sam Howell. But they just have to rip that thing to shreds and rebuild.
Well, they're probably happy. Like I think they want to tank. I think they want the better draft pick because they sit at number 3 right now after that Patriots win.
Yeah.
So
the Patriots won.
Yeah. So now they're 4-11. They're probably looking for maybe a good edge rusher, maybe like a Chase Young.
Or
a Montez Sweat. Maybe
I feel like they could use a couple guys like that.
Yeah. Yeah. You think they can trade for him, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
What do you think the chances are? Here's one thing that's good about the Commanders, though. They do got good receivers. They do have good like star power on
That's
the
the
offense.
thing is they
They have a shitty
have
offensive
young
line.
talent. Yeah, their offensive line. I remember when Packers fans were like, they should trade for Charles Leno. And then I watched Charles Leno just suck shit through a straw every goddamn Sunday.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and watch his Bears highlights when he was a Chicago Bear. I can
Yeah.
tell you everything you need to know about Charles Leno.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd much rather have Rasheed Walker played well. I'd much rather have Rasheed Walker or Josh Nyman than Charles Leno, even on his best fucking day.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't really have much else from that game.
I don't either. Breece Hall is still amazing, by the way.
Dude, Breece Hall, yeah,
so fucking good at football.
If you could take anything away from this game, it's Breece Hall's a stud.
So here's the narrative I want to spin.
Okay.
The NFL. All right. If you're in a team needing a running back, do you just draft an Iowa State running back?
Oh, it's like taking like an Iowa tight end.
Yeah.
Well, what other ones other than David Montgomery and him have been successful? Not that I can think of any right now. Yeah.
That's all I have.
I feel like you would take maybe like a.
You can take an Oklahoma running back. Oklahoma running back seems to be.
Well, I mean, Iowa State running backs.
But lately, two of the best ones in the league. Like you can argue, two of the best running backs in the league right now are David Montgomery and Breece Hall.
At least most efficient, if anything.
Yeah. And that dude that kid they have that scored fucking 58 touchdowns and ran for 900 on Kansas State in the snow a few weeks ago. Like they have some good kids coming out of that school. So, but what's the next game you got for us?
Colts Falcons. Here's what I'll say. I still like Shane Steichen. Wasn't a good game. They unleashed Bijan. That's kind of what they needed to do.
Fucking crazy what happens when you use your 8th overall pick. Like intended.
Yeah. Bijan Robinson's a stud. I'm surprised he didn't watch any of his Texas tape.
Fuck, I know, bro.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, Bijan was an absolute stud at Texas, and I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah. God. You remember, God, as bad as it hurt, you remember a couple years back where he made Billy Bowman do a fucking
But you mean everybody on Oklahoma's defense?
Yeah. Yeah. He murdered Ethan Downs and then, broke everyone's ankles, sent Trey Brown to hell, and then put Billy Bowman in the spin cycle with his hand. Yeah. Oh, God.
It turns out whenever you don't play Desmond Ridder at quarterback, your team could win a football game.
Well, is it the fact they didn't play Desmond Ridder, or is it the fact they played Taylor Heineke?
Ooh, I think it's the fact that they played Taylor Heineke.
You think so?
Because Taylor Heineke, he's a gamer.
Heineken?
Yeah, he's a gamer. You never know what you're gonna get out of him. He's like a weird way of like Jameis Winston in a way, where like you're either gonna get like funny. He is in Cam Newton's game manager versus game changer. He is a game changer, and he's either gonna change the game in a good way or it's gonna look really bad.
Yeah. That's like betting on midget wrestling. You have no fucking clue what you're gonna get, bro.
Yeah, no kidding. But hey, the Colts, you can't complain. 8-7. No one thought you were gonna be as good as you were.
Especially without Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, your rookie quarterback got hurt. You still have Shane Steichen and Jonathan Taylor. You get to cheer for those guys. And then I don't even know if they really need a receiver. I mean, Josh Downs, he's good. Michael Pittman, when he's healthy, he's probably going to be good.
He doesn't have his head decapitated from his fucking body.
Yeah. Did you see what he said after that happened? He said, like, sometimes you just get hit, really bad. Or sometimes you take a hit. It's football. I'm just happy that I get to walk away and I get to be able to play football again. I don't remember who it was. I think it was either Richard Sherman or somebody else that was like, or you could just tell the truth and you could say that it was a really bad thrown football. I don't remember who it was, but it was one of those guys. And I was like, dude, it's football. Like, you're gonna get hit.
Richard Sherman acts like they didn't kill people as the Legion of Boom,
or it could have been
like
Steve Smith.
Didn't. Okay.
I think it was Steve Smith that said it.
I'm about to say, Richard Sherman acts like he didn't have Cam Chancellor ripping fucking people's heads off and throwing them at babies and then.
Yeah. You remember when he saved Jared Goff's career? He tackled Jared Goff out of bounds before Cam Chancellor could get there.
Remember when Cam Chancellor murdered fucking everybody?
Yeah, everybody.
Literally everybody, but Remember when he killed that San Francisco tight end? Why can't I think of his name? Vernon Davis.
Oh yeah.
Vernon Davis's big ass.
Good Lord.
Anyways, I don't have a whole lot on this game. I mean, I really didn't see a whole lot of this one. So.
I feel like the Falcons are playing for like must win the division, but at this point, we can confidently say that it's the Bucs.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
No, I don't really have much else on that game either. So we'll go ahead and go on to the Cardinals Bears. I'm not going to take up too much time. I don't want to bore you because it is, again, Cardinals Bears. Excuse me, Cardinals Bears. It's like Commanders Jets. Nobody wants to spend time talking about that game.
What about Vikings and Lions?
We'll get to that one.
Oh,
that's an important one. Yeah.
I thought Cardinals and Bears. I thought that was an afternoon game.
Oh, that was an afternoon game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Vikings.
The Vikings. They lost.
The Lions.
But at a good cost.
First division title in 30 years.
Since 1993.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the narrative I'm spinning. The Vikings lost at a good cost. I'm happy for Lions fans.
Puts the
My
Packers
buddy, he's a big Lions fan. What's up?
So that puts the Packers squarely right going back to hell. So,
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, I know.
Like you were saying.
I could be happy for the fans. Like, I'm not happy that the Lions are good because they're a division rival, but like I'm happy for their fans. They've been through like hell the past like 30 years,
0-16.
Yeah.
1-15.
Dan Campbell was the tight end on that team when they were 0-16.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah,
my buddy. All Lions fans, you should just show up with a bag.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have to do that anymore. No. That's probably the Panthers now.
Yeah. Anyways, your buddy.
Yeah, huge Lions fan. He was happy. I had to congratulate him. But, hey, they're a well-balanced team. It did get kind of scary there at the end when
it did.
There was a play that happened where they fumbled the ball. The Vikings did. It was like in the fourth quarter. They fumbled the ball, and all the Lions, all the defender had to do was jump on the ball and just secure. It was like remember when Peyton Bowen blocked that punt in the Iowa State game, and all Trace Ford had to do was land on it.
Yeah, but he tried to scoop it up. Yeah.
That was what the Lions defender tried to do, and then the Vikings ended up recovering. And I was like, "Oh my God, it's gonna be the same old Lions. This is like they're gonna convert, they're gonna score a touchdown and win the game, and then like the Lions are gonna be right back in hell." And then it almost happened. Nick Mullins threw that pass to Justin Jefferson. Incredible catch, by the way. He's unbelievable. But like I was watching it as the Vikings recovered. I was like, "Oh my God, they're gonna convert this," and like. They're not going to lock the division, but yeah, I'm happy for the Lions.
I am too. I don't have a whole lot more on this game. I mean, really exactly the same thing you're saying. I hate the Lions are good, but I'm happy for Lions fans.
You know that there is still a path for them to be the 1 seed?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Imagine if the Detroit Lions are the 1 seed playoffs.
I think it's
Do you think they're a legit Super Bowl contender? Are they good enough?
I think this is the year they have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is the year they have to win the Super Bowl because
I'd agree. I think it's either this year or a couple years after they get a rookie quarterback.
Yeah. Hendon Hooker.
Could be him.
They drafted him. Maybe
I love Hendon Hooker. I love me some Hendon Hooker. Maybe they go get Joe Milton too, and then just have both.
But Nick Mullins threw for 411 yards this game. They got the Packers next.
He's gonna have 1,000 fucking yards.
Goodness. And Justin
Sunday
Jefferson
night as well.
Yeah, Jair Alexander hasn't played great the past couple of weeks.
Well, this is the first game back.
I thought he was back the week before. Was it still Valentine?
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn it was Jair Alexander.
Okay,
well then, yeah, he'll be fine next week then. I thought he was already back.
No. Piss poor tackling effort from everyone on that defense, Packers defense. But anyways, I don't have a whole lot more on that game. I just love seeing. Bro, why don't the Vikings, when they do that whole whiteout thing and paint the Viking white, why don't they paint the end zone white?
I don't know. I mean,
it's so annoying.
I didn't think about that.
I'm gonna go all white.
There's a lot of things that teams are doing that could be so much better, like the Dolphins, like they wore their throwbacks. Did you see the old school like Dalton
Yeah.
with the helmet and the M on it? They should have never changed that logo. That logo is
No.
awesome. It's so much better than their new one, in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things that teams do that.
That is, I hate Dallas. Dallas with the white helmet.
Yeah, with the white face mask.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we can go ahead and we can segue into that game.
Yeah, that was
the narrative bowl, the fraud bowl.
That's a good game though.
Yeah, I know. I watched the game like in its entirety because my parents, they wanted to watch it. I walked away from that game thinking like these teams are both really good.
Yeah. Is Tony Pollard a running back one? Is he RB1?
I don't know. Cowboys fans do not like when I say that they're going to regret trading Ezekiel Elliott, but
Yeah, I did. It was funny to see Zeke hurdling people in a Patriots uniform and Tony Pollard getting ripped down at the 1 yard line.
Well, yeah. So, like, if he would have just ran to the pylon, they would have scored. Did you see that play where he just decided to run right into the linebacker instead?
I knew when they fumbled on the 1 yard line, it was over.
Yeah.
I knew it that early. I was like, fuck.
I mean, God, Dak had a beautiful, like, final drive. I mean, he had to put on his big boy pants, and he took him down the field. And, I mean, they could have won the game. That's what I take away from the game. Like, I know we were joking around and saying it was the fraud bowl, but both teams, they looked good. It was a hard fought game. Yeah. And I guess, like, I mean, if you are a Cowboys fan, you can get upset with the refs because Micah Parsons was being held like every play.
Yeah.
Did you see his Instagram story?
Yeah.
Free me. What did I do?
Yes.
He was being held. I mean, it was like watching Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
But Tua threw the ball really well. He got the ball out quick. Yeah. Jalen Waddle's hurt again, of course. He lives in the blue tent. That's like his new home.
I know. Tyreek played well, as always.
Yeah, Tyreek.
He went out there a ton, though, was he?
Tyreek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really see him in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, like he was out there.
Once Jalen got hurt, they were like, okay, it's either Tyreek or nobody else. So.
Yeah, exactly.
CeeDee Lamb, amazing as fucking always.
Yeah, former Sooner.
Yeah,
CeeDee Lamb, he's awesome.
He is.
But yeah, we'll put the narrative, the fraud narrative on hold for now until the Dolphins end up losing a game that they shouldn't, whether it's to the Ravens next week or the Bills.
Do you think these are two teams that could potentially face each other again in the Super Bowl?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Football's crazy, but I don't think it's that crazy.
Yeah, I know. Well, this entire season's been crazy.
Insane.
Like, Dak has looked really good. I mean, if they would have won that game, he would have probably cemented himself as like the front runner of the MVP, either him or Lamar Jackson. But because they lost, like, we're not going to talk about how good Dak was on that final drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought both teams it was a good football game. I thought it was a really good football game.
It was a great. Sorry, I just got a text from the boss, but no, it was a great game. It was a fun one too. I mean, 20-22, like everyone thinks fun games are these super high scoring football games. No, dude, I just like good competitive football. That shit was fun. I don't even know. Crazy, Raheem Mostert didn't score a touchdown for once.
Yeah, I know. He ran the ball well though.
Yeah.
I mean, like at least from what I was watching, it looked like he
4
ran the
yards
ball
per
well.
carry.
Yeah.
You got anything else on that one?
No. Let's just put the fraud narrative on hold. Yes. We'll see what happens.
I agree. You want to talk about your Bears and the Cardinals?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I won't spend too much time on it because, again, two not very good teams going up against each other. I thought Kyler Murray was going to rip us to shreds, which he had a great stat line. Like, I mean, he had some touchdowns that were like, or he had some plays that were awesome. But I mean, I'm happy. I thought Justin Fields looked good. He had that one interception. I think it was just a good play by the defense because he had the right window to throw. The defender just made an awesome play on the football to intercept it. Cole Kmet got hurt. DJ Moore got hurt.
Khalil Herbert looked good.
Yeah, he ran the ball so well. See, I don't know. Like, I don't want to get too attached to Justin Fields. I don't know who the guy is. Like I'm not going to get attached. I think we need another wide receiver. Look what it's done for quarterbacks. Look what Jake Browning looked like. Give me 1 second.
Very good. Yeah, no, I completely agree. To have as many weapons as you can possibly have. Like, even look at Green Bay. Green Bay doesn't have all round one top of the line guys, but Jordan Love legitimately has 5 guys he can throw to on any given play.
Yeah, and Jake Browning without Jamar Chase, look what he looked like. Look, Nick Mullins when Justin Jefferson's out there, and Jordan Addison, like a wide receiver does so much for a quarterback. I don't know what it would do for Fields. Like, I mean,
look at Baker with Mike Evans.
Yeah, and Chris Godwin. And Kate Otton's playing a lot better. And Rasheed White is really good out of the backfield. I think they need to implement more like running back like dump offs with Justin Fields. Like take what the defense gives you. Hey buddy. Sorry, my dog came in. It's loud. I'm sorry. I had to record in my living room today because freaking the Wi-Fi in my room wasn't working well. But yeah, I mean, it was fun. I don't know what's going to happen. I want Justin Fields to succeed wherever he goes, if he stays with the Bears or if we decide to trade him. I saw something. I don't know how true this is, but I saw something that apparently, I think it was Tom Fernelli. I think he tweeted that the Bears should try to work out a deal to trade the number 1 pick if they have it to the Chargers for Justin Herbert.
No way that goes through. But imagine.
The Chargers are kind of in rebuild mode right now. They're looking for a new coach. Like, they're kind of hitting the reset button.
True.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to – never mind. I'm not going to get my hopes up. Could you imagine Justin Herbert to the Bears, though?
I would –
trading the number 1 pick when the Chargers are trying to rebuild?
I would be so fucking angry.
Yeah, I know you would. I think they're going to roll with Caleb Williams.
Yeah. The benefit of having the rookie contract is so much.
Yeah.
There's so much more benefit to that, I think, especially if Caleb is the guy. Because Justin's the guy, right? Justin's great. Yeah. But you got to pay him so much money up front. And
yeah, that's true.
So early on.
And he's got that contract still.
Yeah. Unless he can rework it and get less money, maybe more in his bonus. But I do agree. I think it would be blockbuster. I mean, look at Detroit, what they're doing. I mean, they're paying Jared Goff a fuck ton of money. And so it's doable. It's certainly doable. I feel like if you do that, you handcuff yourself more so than anything else. But that could also be me, the Packers fan, just not wanting to see a Bears fan smile. So
come on, dude. I've had enough. I've had enough of this franchise.
That's fair.
You get the Packers and like you get just awesome quarterback play. You get playoffs. You get just a good I don't know.
I get to enjoy the majority of my Sundays. Yeah.
That's fair. Exactly. You get to maybe not so much this season, but for the majority of your year, you've gotten to enjoy watching.
I mean, the Packers. Fuck, I'm 23 years old, and the Packers have had a losing record 3 times in my life. So
yeah, the Bears.
Probably more than that.
Things were good with Lovie Smith, and then everything just kind of went downhill.
I forget about the Lovie Smith days.
Yeah, and Devin Hester and Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs and all the good stuff. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. It's probably going to be Caleb Williams. If that is the case, we're sitting at number 8 right now. I assume we're probably going to win because we have the Falcons next. We should beat the Falcons. We might lose to the Packers. We might win. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but everything that I've said is kind of going into fruition. Remember what I said when work first started? We had – give me just 1 second.
No, you're good.
They're moving stuff in. Can you hear them?
A little bit, but it's fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, remember I said that the perfect scenario for me would be for the Bears to go 8-9 and then secure the number 1 pick with the terrible Panthers team. Like I said that before the season started.
That is literally verbatim exactly what you said back in September.
I said that we should probably trade Justin Fields to Atlanta and maybe get Caleb Williams. if that does happen, if we do decide to take Caleb Williams with the number 1 pick, and we don't get Marvin Harrison, we still have the chance at Roma Dunze or
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors or like
Well,
any
this
other
is such a
receiver.
loaded receiver class, so you can get 3-4. Like you can pick the fourth, fifth guy and still get a good dude, like a number 1 receiver.
I feel like we still do need like another offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I don't know like who it is because like Lucas Patrick, he played pretty well yesterday, but I don't know. Maybe it's time for a new center.
Like he needs his replacement.
Yeah, and then the
Zach
Cardinals,
Frazier, dude out of West Virginia.
Yeah,
it's a monster right there. Andrew Rain, maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset with Andrew Rain. I think he's got the upside.
Guy.
Yeah, he needs to learn to grab people, but
be violent and finish blocks for once in his career. Yeah, him and Tyler Guyton too. But
the Cardinals, I mean, they have the number 2 pick right now.
Yeah,
I'm hoping I either need the Cardinals to win more games, or I just need the Panthers to lose the rest of their games. I'm not sure which one I want more.
Who do the Panthers have left? Let's take a look.
I think the Bucks,
Jacksonville, and Tampa.
And see, freaking Jacksonville's on the slump right now.
Yeah.
So that's what scares me is like Jacksonville's like they look dead now.
Yeah.
And like the Bucks, like if they clinch the division, they could rest their starters. I don't think they will, just because I'm sure Todd Bowles isn't going to want to rest his starters with like playoff implications and like how good is this team going to play if they sit. But I can definitely see him doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are kind of getting on the wire. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't know. See, I could see that, but with the way the Bucks are, they need to keep as much momentum going as possible. I would think they play their starters the majority of that game. Even if they have the division locked up, I would think they play their starters the majority of that game.
Yeah.
But you never know. You got anything else on the Bears?
No, we can go ahead and we can go to the next game. The Bucks and the Jaguars. Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans. Baker's playing awesome.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's been so good, bro. So consistent, so good, so efficient. Oh my God, it makes me so happy to see Baker doing so well.
Yeah, like the Bucks are playing well as a team. Like their defense is getting healthier. They look good. Baker, like I said, he's playing well. And you can spin the narrative however you want. Oh, he just played, the dead Jaguars in a really bad Joe Barry defense. I'm going to choose to believe that it's the opposite, and Baker just found his groove and he's confident.
I would lean more that way. Like Baker he's playing his best ball when it matters most. Like Baker has been fantastic here towards the end of the season. I mean, he's been really good and really efficient all year, but here at the end of the season, especially, like Baker has been playing fantastic football. And it also helps that his receivers are actually getting open and catching the ball. So there was a little stretch there where those guys weren't playing too hot, but the Bucks look to have turned things around, and they might win a playoff game.
You think they do?
I think they can.
Shoot.
I don't know who the fuck they beat in the playoffs, but they can do it. Because if they finish right now, they'd be the 4 seed. They'd probably they'd get like Dallas or Philly. Because they're not going to get the 3 seed. They'll be the 4. I think they could beat Dallas.
I think they could beat Philly if
it's. They could beat Philly.
Yeah.
It'll be in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Because they'll be the 4, so they'll get the home game. They'll play the 5 seed.
Yeah.
It'll be Dallas or Philly.
I think they could win that game. That'd be good for the Bucks and good for Baker because nobody saw them winning more than 4 games.
Imagine Baker comes out and balls out and takes them to like the NFC Championship game or some shit.
I definitely hope so. But would I want them in or the Lions? I don't know.
You'd want Baker in.
Yeah, you're right.
You'd want Baker in. It'd be the same if the Cardinals are there. If it was like the Cardinals or like the Rams, like you'd want Kyler there. So
yeah, But on the flip side, the Jaguars, they're dead.
Below fucking cock. Yeah.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, he looks hurt. He's not playing well.
You see that shot of him getting hit from like 3 different sides, and his mouth was like all messed up.
Yeah. Looks like he was melting.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's literally like a
Vita
crash.
Vea hit the shit out of him.
Yeah. It's like watching like a silicone person in like a crash, being a crash test dummy. Like just he's hurt. He looks like he's hurt. Yeah. I don't know. People really had the Jags like being a Super Bowl contender this year.
Oh, I know. Imagine being that dumb guy.
Not us.
Not us.
We're smart.
Not I, says the white guy.
Yeah, but no, I'm happy for Baker. Like he's played really awesome. He's got the Saints.
Can make himself a lot of money too.
Yeah, so there's mutual interest. Like he's supposed to be coming back. He's gonna want like a pretty decent sized contract. I think you'd take a team friendly deal to keep Mike Evans.
I think so.
Which Mike Evans, you know, he's
first ballot Hall of Famer.
First ballot. He's got 13 touchdown receptions. If he were to play for just a few more years and maybe just like an average stat line of like 700 yards, maybe 7 touchdown receptions.
That's not even average for him. Average for him is 1,000. But
yeah,
a bad year for Mike Evans would be like 600-700 yards.
It's crazy that he's not even mentioned in the same breath as like Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or those guys.
I feel like those guys make a lot more highlight type plays, so they stand out like in the internet. But like Mike Evans is, look, receivers are like, oh, I'm 7'11", I'm always open. Mike Evans is fucking 7'11".
Yeah.
Not even. He's like, Mike Evans is Buc-ee's. All right, dude. Like, let's be fucking honest.
Yeah.
That dude's always open. He's got 1,000 fucking gas pumps every goddamn year. Dude's a beast.
Yeah.
I love Mike Evans, man.
Here, give me one. I'm going to mute it real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you're good. I don't know if you have anything else on that game. I certainly don't. I think we're good to go ahead and move on to the Patriots and Broncos. Man, Patriots to win that game, to survive that comeback from the Broncos is pretty outstanding. I mean, the Broncos outscored them 16-3 in the fourth quarter, but man, crazy to see the Patriots. Excuse me. Crazy. I mean, I thought the Pats were fucking dead. It's crazy to me to see the Patriots winning games, and it's almost hilarious that Bill Belichick's willing this team to victory when they were so close to potentially even having the number 1 pick.
Never a doubt. I knew the Patriots were going to win this game. I knew that they were thinking about me and how much, I mean to their fan base, and, never a doubt. I knew the Patriots are going to win this game.
Oh man.
Or am I just saying that because I needed them to win that game?
I think it's a little bit of both. Hey, Bailey's happy. 256-2, man.
Yeah, he didn't look bad.
Look
good. The luck's kind of run out for the Broncos, though. I was really sad to see Marvin Mims muff that kick return, and then he dropped it again. Just fumble return for a touchdown.
Everything kind of seems to be going bad for them right now.
Yeah. I don't know. Sean Payton, it was a nice story, but yeah, I don't know. They've kind of reverted back to the Broncos of former.
The white helmet looks good for the Broncos, though. I will say that.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That old Denver D.
Yeah, I like their uniforms. I like that that white helmet that you're talking about with the white face mask.
Yes, bro. Imagine if it was snowing. That would have been badass. Oh, that would have been badass. I don't have a whole lot in this game. I honestly really didn't even watch it.
What?
Yeah, I really didn't watch it, man.
That's like a classic game. That was like, remember, Peyton versus Tom Brady?
Yeah, that was Peyton and Tom Brady, 100%.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's just a classic game,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even know what were we doing. I think we were watching Christmas movies, me and my girlfriend. So
yeah,
I was doing boyfriend shit. So
well, I mean, you didn't really miss much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't have like a stake in the game, you didn't miss much. I was watching as much as I could. We won't talk about it that much since I guess, it is the Broncos versus the Patriots. But I mean, it was 23-7 at one point, and if you had taken the Patriots to cover, you're probably thinking, "Fuck, I should have just taken them straight up."
Yeah.
Like you would have more bang for your buck. But then, as soon as Denver started coming back, and it was 23-23, I don't know what Sean Payton was thinking. Because like on that final drive, like it almost looked like they were playing for overtime, and then Sean Payton took that timeout, and it gave the Patriots a chance, like recoup, like, hey,
Yeah.
like we can go ahead and we can probably win this thing if we can get down the field, and that's what they did. So I don't know, just dumb coaching decisions by Sean Payton, but thank you Patriots for doing that, and now I need the Arizona to win out. I need Arizona to
Or,
win
I
out.
mean, just Carolina lose out.
Yeah, I need something. Like
I
it's
think
so
I
stressful.
think
It's so stressful on me because again, I'm cradling this number one pick and everything is working exactly how I want it to work.
I think you'll get the number one pick. I got a lot of faith in the fact you'll get the number one overall pick.
Do you think we fuck it up?
No,
Because
I
it's the
I,
Bears.
I don't think there's any way
I
you can.
Yeah, I have a lot of faith in Ryan Poles. That's basically where I'm at right now. It's just I trust Ryan Poles. Whatever decision he decides to make, whether he brings back Justin Fields or if he drafts Caleb Williams, just get another wide receiver.
Yeah, I
Get another
agree.
receiver.
You want to move on to the Christmas Day games?
Yeah, we had 3 Christmas Day games. Sorry, NBA, but Roger Goodell, he likes to
Just means
challenge
more.
people. Yeah. Oh yeah, SEC football on Christmas.
Just means more.
Didn't really seem like we had that, especially with the first game. The Raiders and the Chiefs. The Chiefs are broken. The Chiefs are absolutely. They are. They look bad.
Yeah, they're bad, dude. I don't know. Oh
I
man, it's bad.
I I have a stat for you. Aiden O'Connell, his last completed pass in that game was at 2 minutes and 1 seconds of the first quarter. He did not complete another pass after that.
Oh
Zamir
my
White looked
god,
good.
he
People
did.
for
Amir Abdullah ran the ball well.
Yeah, he did. But Zamir White, I mean,
That's
he
a
was
throwback name.
Amir Abdullah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Abdullah is a throwback name. But yeah, Zamir White, he looked good running the ball. People forget he was RB1 at Georgia. He
yeah.
had 150 yards almost rushing. He basically controlled that game in the second half for the Raiders when they needed it.
Raiders white on silver, good look. Silver
Oh,
numbers, good look.
it is. It is. But yeah, the Chiefs, everybody wants to, there's a lot of talk on the Chiefs, like what is wrong with their offense? Like, is it the weapons that they have? Is Patrick Mahomes, like, is it him just not playing well? Like, I can tell you exactly what it is. I know exactly what's wrong with the Chiefs.
What's wrong with
I've
the
lived
Chiefs?
I lived through it. When I was watching the Bears in 2018, 2019, 2020, like they right now Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they have a full-blown case of chronic Nagy's disease. That's exactly what caught Mitch. That's what Mitch caught.
They got the
There's almost,
Nagy's.
yeah, they've got the Nagy's disease.
It's close.
Matt Nagy is just not a good offensive coordinator. He's not. He's not. I watched Mitch. I watched that offense. The Bears were carried in 2018 to a 12-4 record in the playoffs because of how fucking awesome their defense was. Like, everything is going wrong for the Chiefs. And you could say, well, Andy Reid calls the plays. It doesn't look like it. It looks exactly like I'm watching some of the route concepts. Nobody's getting open. It looks exactly like Matt Nagy's arena football play calls. Like, it's basically Patrick Mahomes. And I get that their tackles aren't that good, but Wanya Moore stepped in. I mean, he
Yeah.
blocked well. Like, nobody's getting open. And you can say it's the weapons. No, they won a Super Bowl last year with the same weapons. MVS, Kadarius Toney, Travis Kelce. I'm telling you, it's Nagy's disease.
I think
I'm
so.
surprised Mitch even got them to the playoffs, or the Bears went to the playoffs twice. They had good weapons, though. I mean, they had, you know, Allen Robinson. They had Taylor Gabriel. They had Trey Burton. So
Is there any
sometimes
medicine you can take for that, or you just full blown cut the cord?
well, yeah, I mean they've got a full blown Nagy. It's like Baker Mayfield. He had, full blown Panthers. The
Yeah.
only cure for him, the cure for a lot of quarterbacks is the Sean McVay, booster shot.
So
Yeah, Sean McVay was the one that cured Baker Mayfield, but obviously that's not going to happen for the Chiefs. The cure for it is getting rid of Matt Nagy and just letting, bringing in a different offensive coordinator and letting Andy Reid take control of it, because that's what it looks like.
yeah,
You can say, well, they have Andy Reid. I don't know. It doesn't look like an Andy Reid offense. It looks like he's trying to give the keys to Matt Nagy, and he's trying to be just a full-time head coach,
yeah.
because their defense is still awesome. But yeah, that's how bad it was. The Raiders had 2 defensive touchdowns, and it was 20-7. They couldn't get anything rolling. Like it was bad.
It
And
was.
shout out to Antonio Pierce. He's done an awesome job taking over. You're gonna like this. Do you know what, according to Tracy Wolfson, do you know what his halftime speech was, or like what his speech to the team was?
What?
Hatred, violence, pain. That's all
That's
it was.
badass.
Isn't that? Yeah.
That is badass. It's funny. I thought the same thing when some of my family members walked in for Christmas Day. So yeah. Someone opened the door and I was like, hatred.
Maybe you need to,
violence.
maybe you need to pull an Aaron Rodgers.
Maybe.
Just don't touch your family anymore.
Maybe just tear my Achilles and go live in New York for a little while. Thought about it.
No, I don't really have a whole lot on this game.
I don't either.
I've got an interesting stat of the week. In this Chiefs game, we had the very first fart and taint happen. So the Chiefs, they gave up a fart, which is a fumble return, or a fumble and return for touchdown. Okay. And then they had a taint right after. It was a sequence of plays. It was fart was the first, and then 7 seconds later they had a taint, and taint was touchdown after interception. Yeah. So back to back.
Sometimes my fart and my taint do go in one. So
yeah,
it's pretty impressive of the Raiders to do that. I also have my stat of the week from the Raiders and Chiefs game. The Raiders are the first team in the last 10 years to have multiple defensive touchdowns in back-to-back weeks.
Really?
And it just happened to be a fart and a taint. How about that?
Yeah.
Man, it's kind of hot when you think about it.
Did you see? So Jack Jones was the one that intercepted it. Did you see what what he did?
Yes, to that kid.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was amazing. That's how that kid's gonna hate the fucking Raiders for the rest of his life.
Okay, so Jack Jones actually came out and said something about that.
What did he say?
Let me see. Jack Jones. I know he came out and said something. I think it was so somebody had posted. They said Jack Jones wins the biggest prick in the entire NFL award, offers a ball to a kid, then pulls it away when the kid reaches for it. He said, "I didn't snatch the ball from the kid. It was from the black dude who tried to take it. Watch it again, lollipop." Call the dude a lollipop. That's funny.
Oh,
but yeah, then he posted the Instagram photo of him with like the Grinch. He like photoshopped the Grinch's head on him. Yeah. He's had 2 pick sixes. Like, was it back-to-back weeks, or when did they play the Chargers?
Yeah,
it was back-to-back weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back-to-back weeks where he's had a pick 6.
That's crazy, man. It's some Billy Bowman type shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a whole lot else for this game. Funny enough, that is funny though that both of our stats from the week did happen to come from this game. Giants and Eagles. Unexpectedly close. Unexpectedly, but expectedly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, my one takeaway was, our sweet prince was whacked.
Our or yours?
How can you just don't like having fun? You don't like to have fun.
No, I don't like Italian. No, well, I fancy Italians. All right, I know a few good ones. All right, there's some good peoples.
Yeah.
I don't like when
go ahead. What were you gonna say about Italians?
I don't like when Italians beat my fucking football team. So.
You're about to get greased. Yeah, my sweet prince, my ride or die. I ride. It was a good story. It was nice. I'm sad that it ended. It was basically the Italian Linsanity run.
Yeah.
It didn't last long. He he put together some performances. You can't tell the story of the 2023 New York Giants without talking about Tommy DeVito.
You can't tell the story of the 2023 NFL without talking about Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, yeah,
Pretty
Tommy
great.
DeVito.
It was fun.
Yeah, but I
Week
mean,
14 blew ass, but the rest of it was pretty fun.
yeah, it was awesome for me. I loved every second of it. I thought that it was the best performance that a QB had against the Packers until the next week when Baker Mayfield did it on Lambeau Field. But yeah, it's Tyrod Taylor. You know, it's kind of hard to root against him. He's been through a lot of shit. You know, he took the Bills to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. There was a moment where he got benched for Nathan Peterman, and Peterman threw 5 interceptions in that game. And then people they just loved the fact that Nathan Peterman did that, so they wanted him to keep playing because it was just and it was awesome, and they wanted to see more. So he like always had his spotlight stolen, and then the injury on the Browns that basically started the Baker Mayfield era, and then he gets hurt. You know, when he's playing for the Chargers.
Yeah, punctured lung or whatever, punctured kidney or some shit.
Yeah, punctured his lung trying to take a steroid shot, and that started the Justin Herbert era. So, I can't root against Tyrod. You know, he threw a beautiful ball to Darius Slayton on a long touchdown to almost bring them back and help them cover. But the Eagles, good for them. You know, it was getting kind of scary there for a second where, like, every game had seemed like a must-win since the 49ers lost, and they finally got that must-win. And there is still a chance for them to lock up the division. They
got Arizona and the Giants.
Yeah.
Talk about a cakewalk into the playoffs. Giants, Arizona, Giants.
Is anything really a cakewalk this season, though?
No, but I mean, if they play like they did yesterday, then it should be.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, it got scary there for a second.
It did.
But yeah, I mean, they basically. I don't want to say they have locked up the division. It depends on what happens. But is there a chance for them to get the number 1 seed? Probably not, right?
No, not with the way they lost the line. Unless the Niners lose out and they win out, or if the Niners lose again. But other than that, no. Well, I think because the way they're set right now, if the Niners lose one game and the Eagles win out, the Eagles get it because the Eagles are currently ahead of the Lions.
Yeah.
So
but they can for sure lock it up if both of those teams lose.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, their defense, it looked like they played well. I'm trying to think. Because Darius Slade didn't get to play. Keely Ringo got to play.
Yeah.
Remember, he got that badass interception return. Yeah, that pick 6 against Bama.
Yeah. DeAndre Swift is insane, by the way. Still amazes me. They got him for a 4th-round pick.
The backs that Georgia has produced recently, like we forget, I don't say that we forget, but like Todd Gurley, they had a backfield that had Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. They had, DeAndre Swift, and then they recently had Zamir White and James Cook in the same backfield. They're all balling out.
I don't know if you mentioned Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
I did. Gurley. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Todd Gurley was before Nick Chubb and Sonny Michel, but maybe they're RBU.
They might be.
Yeah.
It might be. They put out some absolute fucking beasts.
And Mackenzie Milton, he was a stud for them right after James Cook and Zamir White. So I don't know, maybe we'll see. It doesn't look like they have the same running backs this season that they've had in the past, but it sucks that the Tommy DeVito era ended. Given the history of Tyrod Taylor, maybe this isn't the end for Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, maybe take one clean shot.
Maybe there's another book in his chapter. I don't think the story has ended yet for Tommy DeVito. We'll see what happens there. But I hope to see him back. There could be a case where they might bring him back as like the backup QB if he doesn't go to like another team. But he'd be a really solid backup. He'd be a guy that could go back out there and just have like another fun game. Hopefully the Packers keep Joe Barry and it happens again.
No, that's the thing that I see, and that honestly that's pretty interesting to me is when these backup quarterbacks do come out and play well, they make themselves so much money. Like
what makes the NFL fun too.
Quarterback. Yeah,
like especially this season, like with all the quarterback injuries, like it's been fun to see like Jake Browning, Tommy DeVito, and there were games for Tyson Bagent won for Chicago.
I forgot that happened, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot that happened.
Yeah, backups are in right now, man.
Yeah,
backups are in.
It's pretty crazy. You want to talk about the Niners and Ravens? Man, I was so wrong on this.
It's okay. A lot of people probably thought the Niners are going to win because they've been blowing the shit out of. I don't want to say blowing the shit out of teams, but they've been absolutely skull fucking these teams that they played. I don't know. I went completely based off of stats and no real like logical like reasoning behind it. I just said Lamar Jackson 19-1 against the NFC, what they did to the Lions earlier, and then what they did to the Seahawks.
It almost feels like logic.
I guess. But yeah, the Ravens, you can spin the narrative however you want on Brock Purdy. You can say, oh, he's average, like this is what he's always looked like, or you can do that completely discrediting how awesome the Ravens defense is. That's kind of why I thought they were going to win the game, was because their defense, like it's them and the Browns, like throughout the entire season, like their defense has been consistently just fucking awesome. I had them as a dark horse Super Bowl because of the high expectations I had for their defense. And now they're stepping on people's necks. And like
they're very good. They're suffocating.
Yeah. Their defense is on. And the very first interception, it was bad for Brock Purdy. He just kind of mistimed the route. But there were two of them, they were deflected balls.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jadeveon Clowney. We forget he jumps from team to team every year, but he held his own against Trent Williams, the best tackle before Trent Williams went out.
In the 20s, wearing number 20 or 24 or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that is weird for like an edge rusher. Like I feel like it has to be old school, like 50s,
Yeah, or even like a solo number.
Or like a 90,
Yeah, like 90s or in the 50s, or like a solo, like a 7, a single digit.
Yeah.
So about to college when he wore 7.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, the Raiders defense is awesome. You know what's funny? We were at the bar, like I was with Brasher and then like our buddy, he had Brock Purdy on fantasy and he was very high on the 49ers because we were talking about the game and I was like, I think the Ravens are going to win the game. And he was like, dude, no, it's going to be the 49ers. Like, Brock Purdy, like I have him. I just need him to score 10 points. That's it. And Brasher goes, no, he's not going to score 10 points. Like just kind of as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I think he netted like -2 fantasy points.
Yeah. Fucking bro. I want to talk about this because so first of all, I was screwed out of what's that? I was screwed out of $100 yesterday. All right. One of them was fucking Tyler Hero, point guard, shooting guard for the Heat. Started the game 4 for 5 from 3. All I needed him to do was hit one more 3. At halftime, he was 4 of 5. He finished the game 4 for 11. Christian McCaffrey needed 2 rushing touchdowns. They got within the 10-yard line twice towards the end of the game. Couldn't do it. One of the touchdowns went to Ronnie fucking Bell.
Yeah.
Also, these are all 3 separate bets that I just needed this one thing to hit. And I was talking to my current boss about this earlier. And we talked about it last night. All I needed was 21 completions from Brock Purdy. He finished with 18.
Yeah. They took him out.
Sam Darnold had, 6 completions?
It did get scary at the end, though, because as soon as Sam Darnold came in, I jokingly said, oh, my God, he's going to be the spark. This is what's going to bring them back, and I'm not going to hit on my cover because I had the Ravens +6.5 in the over, which hit. It almost looked like it. They got down to the red zone one more time, and they They got there and there was still time on the clock, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is actually going to happen!" And then they burned all that clock just to not score, and I was like, "Thank God!"
And then instead of just throwing it away into the back of the end zone, takes that awful sack.
Yeah,
it just all went to hell. But it was a fun game to watch though, and I do enjoy seeing the Ravens play well. I enjoy seeing Lamar Jackson. I just wish Mark Andrews was healthy. That give me a lot more faith in them. But
yeah, people were complaining the safety that happened where the ref tripped or like tripped Lamar. That pissed me off a lot because I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you can't tell me refs don't have like an impact on the game." And you can say, "Well, Sebastian, he freaking scrambled out of the pocket 20 yards down the field."
Like but he's got Chase Young and Nick Bosa fucking chasing him down.
Yeah, like he couldn't have, outran them. You saw what he did on that big first down conversion.
Yeah.
Where he basically ran and got them into field goal range. You can't tell me that Lamar Jackson wouldn't have outran them.
No, exactly.
Like I hate that bullshit. The ref actually caused the safety on that one.
Yeah. That should be like, if anything, because he threw it away, that should just be like loss of down, incomplete pass.
Oh, it shouldn't have been intentional grounding, in my opinion. If the
ref it shouldn't have been.
Actually, had something to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. No, that one's completely on the ref. I do agree with you on that.
Yeah.
We don't often agree.
I think the ref should have been fined.
Think so?
Yeah. I think his punishment would have to be sitting in a box with Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes for a full game.
Okay. Bro, that's going too far. I don't know. That's also like saying
Taylor Swift took the Lord's name in vain.
Oh, did she?
On Monday, yeah. She said, "Oh my God."
Oh, that bitch.
Yeah. My 4-year-old nephew was in the house and he was watching it, and he was going around the house saying, I don't want to say it on here. He was going around the house saying, "F God, F Jesus."
Look my God.
Yeah, look what Taylor Swift did.
Wow.
To my family.
What a terrible influence she is.
Yeah. Maybe we need to start having the conversation about Taylor Swift.
Maybe she's bad for the NFL.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah. People are going to watch this. Swifties are there's going to be one Swiftie that, yeah.
That's actually where our blow-up's going to come from. It's just
there's going to be one Swiftie that watches this and they're going to be like, these fucking assholes, cancel them.
She's going to share it on the r/Taylor Swift Reddit.
I hope it happens.
That'd be hilarious. We'd blow up overnight, dude. Get sponsored by the NFL. Maybe it should. Maybe I'm the Swiftie. Maybe I should do that.
I'm a Swiftie.
Oh, yeah, right. I don't know about you. I'm feeling 22.
Are you?
Oh, if only this was. Oh, this is episode 22, dude.
Yeah. I thought that's why. I thought this was okay.
No,
I thought that's why you said that.
Stupid, dude. Come on, you can't bank on me saying anything smart. Come on now. Unless that has to do with math, and then I'll maybe get it. But anyways, that was all the NFL games. Do you have anything else you'd like to go over on the pod?
Oh man, I had pretty awesome Christmas. I had a lot of fun. Watched NFL games. Watched a few of the bowl games. I'm excited for the bowl game on Thursday. NFL Week 17 is coming up. We're nearing the end. It's sad.
But with all that being said, we likely will not record on Thursday because we'll be watching the OU game. It's the plan as of now, I believe. But we should be back Friday night. We'll likely record. Get one posted Saturday morning before the lone NFL game on Saturday for Week 17, which is Jets and Browns.
Yeah.
Dude, Joe Flacco has 1,300 yards in the season. That's insane.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
Insane. But anyways,
it's so crazy that like he has like the most yards that the Browns have seen like this season, and they've paid $230 million for Deshaun Watson. He can't stay healthy.
That'll be New Year's, man. And some New Year's Eve games. Last game of the 2023 is Packers-Vikings. Sunday night. But we will get into that as well as our Alamo Bowl recap and our preview of the New Year's Six games and our playoff picks. We will announce our playoff picks on Friday, December 29th. That being said, this has been the PigSkin Podcast, episode 22. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Maybe throw it on the r/Taylor Swift Reddit. More than welcome to do so. I might be perusing that site to see if any of the 12 people that watch this decide to do so. But that being said, as always, I'm 12 Dalton. Swifties. This is Sebastian. Anything else you want to say, man, before we get out of here?
No, man.
All right. Well, see y'all later.